SiriusXM app.
This is Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of the award-winning podcast, Black Diamonds. This week, we discuss Negro League statistics being integrated into the MLB record book.
This game, I realize how important it is to this country, to our history. Having the Negro Leagues included into all of this baseball history is as American as you can get.
Listen to Black Diamonds right now on the all-new SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Our goal is to win the Super Bowl. That's it for us.
Hear every stop of the 2024 training camp tour on NFL Radio Channel 88, the all-new SiriusXM app.
Yes. Slams the ball to right field. Way back. Way gone.
Is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Low rounding and heading for second to throw. In time.
On the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Let's do it again. The Blue Jays waltzed into Fenway this afternoon, resumed a game that started in June, and locked down the Red Sox bats en route to a 4-1 win. Now they try to sweep the doubleheader. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us or coming back if you were there earlier. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Roger Lajoie is our host tonight. Nick Blackmore, our producer. Andrew Adams is our technical director. Toronto Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Burlington and Oakville, Ontario. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com, Canada's #1 rust protection. After a bullpen day in Game 1, Jose Barrios takes the ball in Game 2. The righty has been on fire, going 7 innings in his last 3 starts. Boston deploys the pen, trying to get back on the right track. Zach Kelly has the first pitch next. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, streaming at sportsnet.ca, the Sportsnet app, and across the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. Visit timbermart.ca.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between pizza and inflation. First to the plate, with over 2 million sold, it's Fixed Rate Pizza, a hot and fresh extra-large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for Fixed Rate Pizza. Lock in yours today.
Pizza.ca. Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's building center. Visit timbermart.ca.
This is John. Hey, everybody. Last chance to get in and donate to Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. Our summer rally is wrapping up tonight with the Blue Jays game against the Angels, as well as the Argos and the Riders. So if you haven't done so yet, please take a moment, make a donation to Sick Kids as part of our summer rally. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. And remember, every single time you click a Toronto Sports Insider video, a portion of our revenue goes to Sick Kids every single month. So thank you for helping us create this amazing community, and please make a donation if you are able. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Let's finish strong, Insiders. Let's make a real world
swing
difference.
And a miss. Strike 3. Jansen goes around on a slider, and the Blue Jays win the game.
I mean, me knowing Jano, I think it's cool for him to kind of go down in the record books as the first player to do that. Glad that he ended the game right there. You didn't want Cassis to come up as a tying run, but I think it's something. I've known Jano forever, and something cool that he can always kind of say he was the first at, and he's good at weird stuff. So pretty cool for him.
That was Blue Jays manager John Schneider talking about former Blue Jay Danny Jansen, who played against the Blue Jays and for them, kind of, in the last game. The Blue Jays won today, resuming that June suspended game against the Red Sox. 4-1 was the final score. Jose Barrios and Zach Kelly getting loose for Game 2. I'm Ben Schulman. Beside me is Chris LaRue. Chris, it's been an interesting day, but the Blue Jays started it off in the right way, a pretty complete performance in Game 1.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the broadcast, but it was pretty incredible that the Blue Jays used 7 different bullpen arms. I mean, I've been in enough bullpen games where it's really hard for everybody to have a great game and to be on. Yes, there was a run given up, but other than that, everybody pitched well, and there's such a high percentage chance that somebody has a blow-up game where they give up 3 or 4, they walk a few guys. Even Zach Pop, who's been really good lately, was really on. I'm really impressed with what he's done over the last 3 outings. His fastball has life down. We've seen a lot of that horizontal movement, but now it has that life down, 98 miles an hour. I mean, other than that, it was a very, very complete game. A little bit confusing for me personally early on. I know you carried the load there early on, but it was a great game, and now the Blue Jays are on a roll.
Blue Jays won it 4-1. Red Sox tried to replicate that performance with a bullpen day today. Before we get there, though, let's go over to today's host. Here is Roger Lajoie.
And Ben, Chris, thank you very much as we get ready for Game 2 of this very unique, to say the least, day-night doubleheader between the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. Let's take a quick look right off the get-go at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Royals and the Guardians doing the same thing the Blue Jays are doing today. They're playing a day-night doubleheader as a result of a game that was made up in Cleveland on June the 6th. And the Royals draw first blood in that doubleheader by winning today 4-3. Schreiber gets the win to improve to 4-3. Gaddis the loser in that one. Melendez with his 17th homer of the year, a 3-run shot, the key blow for Kansas City. And Bobby Witt Jr., who might be the MVP in the American League if it wasn't for some other guy named Aaron Judge this year, hits his 27th homer, a solo shot in the 8th, which turned out to be the game winner. Josh Naylor had an RBI single for Cleveland in a losing cause. Royals win the opener 4-3. Action underway as we speak in the majors tonight. New York Yankees lead the Nationals 1-0. Top of the first, the Yankees hit a home run, and it wasn't Aaron Judge. It was Gleyber Torres leading off with a home run. As a result, they lead 1-0. They're now playing in the top of the second tonight in Washington. Other games underway. Cubs and the Pirates in Pittsburgh are in the top of the second. Cubs lead there 1-0. Also in the top of the second, the Astros and the Phillies are scoreless. Astros have 3 hits already, but no runs in that one. Braves and the Twins get going at 7:40 tonight. Padres and the Cardinals are meeting in St. Louis. Detroit is in Chicago to take on the White Sox, who have already lost 100 games this year, trying to not make it 101 tonight against the Tigers. A little later on, the Marlins and the Rockies do battle, and the Rays and the Mariners go tonight in Seattle. As a result of the win, the Blue Jays, well, they're not creeping up in the wild card race. Let's be honest about it. They're still 9 games back, but they are creeping up on Tampa Bay and Boston as we look at the standings in the American League East. Heading into tonight's activity, the Yankees, a game and a half up on the Baltimore Orioles. Boston fading fast, now 9.5 back in the division and 5 back in the wild card. But the Blue Jays just 4 games behind the Red Sox and now just 2 back of Tampa Bay after their 5th straight win to improve to 64-68 as the Jays creep closer to that 500 mark. Cleveland has a 2-game lead in the Central heading into tonight's play. Houston 4.5 up on Seattle. Jays still 9 back in the wild card, however. In the National League, Philadelphia with still a comfortable 6-game lead on Atlanta. Milwaukee home and chilled out in the Central, 10 games up on the Cardinals. And in the NL West, Dodgers lead Arizona by 3 and San Diego by 4.5 as we set the stage for Game 2 of this day-night doubleheader tonight from Fenway Park. Let's get back for the call of the game. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, Rod. Let's take a look at the Bet365 standings. Download the Bet365 app for today's baseball odds and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, play responsibly, Ontario only. Boston Red Sox now 67-63 after the loss, are 9.5 back of the division and enter this game 5 back of the wild card. The Blue Jays 64-68, 13.5 back of the division and 9 back of the wild card. Not to say that we're talking about that, but they are getting a lot closer to the Red Sox, which is both positive for Toronto and shows some of the Red Sox recent struggles. Let's quickly run through the lineups as well as Zach Kelly is getting loose. Blue Jays lead off George Springer, the DH. Joey Loperfido, the center fielder, hits second. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the first baseman, bats third. The catcher is Alejandro Kirk. He'll hit fourth. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Addison Barger. Ernie Clement, the shortstop, hits sixth. Left fielder Davis Schneider bats seventh. Leo Jimenez, the second baseman, hits eighth. And right fielder Stuart Baroa bats ninth. They will bat against the right-hander Zach Kelly, who works as an opener in this game. 42nd game of the season for the righty, 2.74 ERA. He takes a breath, kicks and delivers to George Springer, and the first pitch is a breaking ball for strike one. Time of the first pitch is 7:09 Eastern. It's 23 degrees Celsius, a couple clouds overhead in Boston. 0-1. Swing and a pop-up, middle of the diamond. Second baseman Mickey Gasper backs up and makes a two-handed catch. One out.
And if that was ever proof that a reliever was starting this ballgame, how about two sliders to start the game?
You're going to see a lot of that from the right-hander Zach Kelly, who's tasked with opening this game. He features the breaking ball a lot, also throws a four-seam fastball a ton, a changeup, and a cutter. Joey Loperfido up to the plate, one out. The pitch. Bounce to the plate, ball one. Loperfido got most of game one off, came in as a defensive replacement late, but did not bat in the Blue Jays' 4-1 win. 1-0. Swing and a miss, had a cutter in on the hands.
That's a pretty good cutter from Zach Kelly. A lot of movement. It almost started off the plate outside and then cut all the way across the plate, tying up Loperfido.
1-1 pitch. Check swing, pitch in the dirt, appeal down to third. And he did go around. It's 1-2. Home plate ump is Paul Clemens, who was not a part of the Game 1 crew. Brennan Miller at first. Crew chief Chris Conroy at second, and Brian O'Nora just called the strike as the third base ump. Loperfido, a .237 hitter, steps back in. And now the 1-2 pitch from Zach Kelly. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eight doubles, 4 triples, 4 home runs for the left-handed hitting rookie. 2-2. Outside with the sweeper, ball 3.
You'd see the frustration on Zach Kelly's face trying to figure out that release point, but he has a decent amount of walks this season, 20 base on balls in just under 50 innings, so you do have to be patient with him.
Kelly's 3-2. Bounced foul. Cutter in on the hands and down in the zone, and Loperfido rolled it over to the right. Left-handed hitter steps back in the box, taps the plate, and brings his bat up, out from his chest and up above his left shoulder. Another payoff pitch. And another foul ball to the right. Same pitch by Kelly, cutter down and in. Same result as Loperfido bounces it over toward the first base dugout. One out, bases empty, no score, top of the first. 10th pitch of the game on the way. Called strike 3, 97 borderline. Might have been on the plate, might have been just a hair off, but it freezes Loperfido for the second out.
Yeah, Loperfido didn't like that call. John Schneider kind of barking as well, but I mean, it was a little bit outside of that strike zone, but a pretty good pitch from Zach Kelly, maybe by a hair. 97 miles an hour with a little bit of life through the zone. Pretty good pitch.
2 down, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. up to the plate. Kelly's pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Vlad batting .320 now with 36 doubles after the double in game 1 today. 27 homers and 87 RBIs. 0-1. Bounced foul into the backstop, 0-2. Kelly wipes his face with his glove arm, waiting for Guerrero to step back in. Now the 0-2. Down and away, ball one. 3 straight sweepers to Vlad as he tries to get him to expand off the plate away.
Yeah, you can tell that Zach Kelly's a little bit intimidated by Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
1-2. Fastball yanked down and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Even with that fastball there, it's a good fastball, 96, 97 miles an hour. I would love to see Zach Kelly come inside with a fastball here. It doesn't seem like he will. A little bit intimidated, like I said, maybe a little bit scared to come inside to a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with that green monster, but an inside fastball here at 97 would be pretty good pitch.
Kelly set just above the belt. 2-2. Sweeper down and away, ball 3.
Now you can tell that's the game plan. Just stay away from Vlad. Don't let him pull something maybe over the green monster, but Zach Kelly's relatively new.
3-2 pitch. Sweeper hit on the ground to third, picked up by Devers. Crow hop and toss over to first gets Guerrero. And that's a 1-2-3 top of the first for Zach Kelly and the Red Sox. Jose Barrios takes the mound next at Fenway Park. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
If you're looking for a fun day, did you know the day before Monday? Junior J Sunday. You can paint your face. Come and meet Ace and run base to base. Junior J Sunday. So many things to do. You could bring your crew and even mom and dad too. Junior J Sunday.
Sundays are for Junior Jays. And with all kinds of cool new games and activities in the exciting outfield district areas, there's no end to the family fun you'll have.
If you're feeling the song, grab your dad or mom. Visit BlueJays.com. Junior J Sunday.
We're 2 men in a truck, the movers who care. You never know when cardiac arrest can happen. That's why each and every one of our trucks carries a life-saving Mikey defibrillator as part of our Mikey on Board program. Whether we're on the highway or in front of your house, we're prepared to help anyone whose heart may skip a beat. The Mikey Network has saved many lives, making Mikeys accessible to the public. And now they're on board our trucks. We're 2 men in a truck.
2 men and a truck, the movers who care.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we introduced in-game betting. Because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Sprinting back, Varsho curling at the track. He leaps, and he made the catch!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The first inning is brought to you by Armstrong Bird Food. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong, feeding Blue Jays since 1986. Visit ArmstrongBirdFood.com. Scoreless ball game, Blue Jays and Red Sox, game 2 today. Bottom of the first inning, and Jarren Duran leading off against Jose Barrios. First pitch misses, down and in. 1-0. Red Sox lineup today is Duran in center, Wilyer Abreu in right, batting second. Tristan Casas, the first baseman, hits third, and the cleanup hitter, the third baseman, Rafael Devers. 1-0. Swing and a deep fly ball left field. Turning around, it's going to be played off the wall by Lo Perfido, who barehands and throws into second, but not in time. Jarren Duran has a leadoff double.
That's a pretty good piece of hitting right there. You got to tip your cap to a guy like that. A fastball down and away. He just goes with it, hits it the other way. That fastball was actually off the plate away. He just sticks the bat out, gets the barrel to it, ends up with a double.
So Duran on second with nobody out. Here comes Wilyer Abreu. Barrios trying to bounce back after 2 pitches. Righty looks at second and deals to the left-handed hitter, Wilyer Abreu. Strike one with a backdoor slurve. To continue on the lineup, so it's Devers, the third baseman, hitting cleanup. Tyler O'Neill, the left fielder, bats 5th. DH and number 6 hitter, Masataka Yoshida. Connor Wong, the catcher, hitting 7th. 0-1. Swing and a bouncing ball foul, 0-2. Mickey Gasper, the switch hitting second baseman, bats 8th, and then David Hamilton bats 9th and plays short. Leadoff double by Duran, so a runner on second, no outs. And no score in the bottom of the first. .268 hitter Wilyer Abreu in an 0-2 hole. Asked for time, now steps back in. Barrios set at the bell. And the 0-2. Checked his swing on a changeup down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. For Jose Barrios, 3 types of fastballs, 4-seamer, sinker, cutter. Also throws the slurve and a changeup. 1-2. Fastball just high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Let's go Blue Jays chants at Fenway Park. Toronto fans well represented so far today. 2-2. Swing and a fly ball left side, slicing and foul out of play.
Probably a lot of Blue Jays jerseys, probably a lot of Danny Jansen Blue Jays jerseys at the ballpark tonight.
Jansen got big rounds of applause every time he came up in the game. I think in part from Blue Jay fans and in part from Red Sox fans who were celebrating the history that Jansen made in Game 1, playing for both sides. 2-2 again. Check swing on a pitch that hit him in the foot. Duran takes off for third. And they're saying he went around. So a couple things here. Wilyer Abreu strikes out on a pitch that hit him in the foot, and Jarren Duran cannot advance to third. He'll have to go back to second because it's a dead ball as soon as the ball hits Abreu. So again, to be clear, it was a check swing. The pitch hit Abreu. They appealed to third, and Brian O'Nora called the swing a strike. So that's an out. We're getting a second look right now. It did look like Abreu went around. Alex Cora, you can kind of hear through some of the field mics, is saying that he was trying to get out of the way. Truthfully, it didn't really look like that was what happened. And I think that's just tough luck.
Regardless, you see the swing, you ask the third base umpire what he thought, and yes, seeing the slow motion side view here, he definitely swung. He definitely offered at that pitch, and then secondary to that is if he got hit or not. It is strike 3 for sure.
And he did get hit, so Duran stays at second. 1 out now. Tristan Casas up, another left-handed hitter. Pitch from Barrios. Outside, ball 1. Red Sox have stacked lefties against Barrios. There are 6 left-handed hitters and a switch hitter in the lineup for the Red Sox tonight. .1-0 to Casas. Swing and a soft liner into center field, a base hit. Duran had to wait. Loperfido gets it back into the infield quickly, and Duran will stop at third. But it's runners on the corners for the Red Sox with only 1 out.
Yeah, just a little cutter from Jose Barrios into Casas. Pretty good swing from Casas. Gets the barrel through, just gets enough of it to get it into center field. But Jarren Duran has to wait at second base, kind of turns around and waits to see if that ball is caught. Gets through. He ends up at third base. That's actually a big break for Jose Barrios and the Toronto Blue Jays.
And Duran made the right play because it was pretty close to being in range of the shortstop Ernie Clement, but Barrios for now saved of a run because of it, although Rafael Devers comes up to the plate here with runners on first and third and 1 out. The pitch. High fastball, 1-0. .290 batting average for Devers, 28 homers and 80 RBIs. Another very productive year for the left-handed hitting third baseman. 1-0. Swing and a miss at the changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There's that changeup that he's going to have to really lean on today, especially with all those left-handed hitters in this Red Sox lineup. A pretty good one there. You get Rafael Devers to swing like that, that means it's a pretty good changeup.
1-1. Another change, and this one's popped up back of third. Shortstop Clement's going to curl behind Barger and make the catch. Runners have to hold at first and third, and there are now 2 outs.
That's a good pitch. You mentioned in the first game that Devers loves the low pitch. He loves to go down and golf those pitches, whether it's a changeup, slider, fastball, it doesn't matter. That changeup was actually below the zone. Jose Barrios got away with one there. Rafael Devers was clearly fooled by that changeup. A big out for him.
Still a big mountain to climb here, though, as Tyler O'Neill stands in the way of Barrios in a scoreless first. It's Duran on third. He doubled, and Casas on first. He singled. 2 outs. The pitch. Up and in with a sinker. Ball 1. O'Neill putting together a very nice season. Has only played 86 games and still has 23 home runs, 16 doubles, and is batting .261. One-0. Swing and a ground ball foul, third baseline, 1-1. We're approaching September. There's a lot of talk about who the Blue Jays could go after, should go after next year. And you'd figure that some of those offseason articles might have the Canadian Tyler O'Neill right near the top of that list.
I hope so. I played with Tyler a bunch of times on the national team, and he is a stand-up guy.
1-1 pitch down and away, 2-1.
I've seen him take BP 100 times before, and it is impressive. I know that nobody wants to hear how he takes BP or if he's a 5 o'clock hitter. It doesn't matter. But I'm telling you, when he puts it together like he is this season, he is an incredible player.
Not to mention the pair of gold gloves that he owns in the outfield, too. 2-1. Swing and a foul back. Fastball left over the plate, but O'Neill missed it. It's 2-2. Barrios palming up a new baseball, tucks it into his red glove. Blue Jays are in their gray uniforms, jersey and pants. Red Sox in red jerseys, white pants. 2-2. Check swing, and he did go around on the sweeper, or the slurve rather, down and away. And that will end the inning. A swinging strikeout for Barrios. He uses 2 Ks to get out of a jam. No runs for the Red Sox, despite 2 hits. 2 runners left on base. No scores. We go to the second. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Get closer to comedy with Sirius XM.
Welcome, everybody.
Exclusive comedy talk shows.
This is childlike banter.
This is gonna be nuts. The biggest comedy stars.
Does Jerry Seinfeld miss TV?
Kevin, I did TV.
Michael Che, Colin Jost. Do you guys think post SNL?
I would like to meet my kids. Brian Regan. If I could make $100 doing comedy, I'll have the world by the tail.
I'll do this till the wheels come off.
I didn't even know that was legal.
Don't miss a moment. Search comedy on the Sirius XM app.
I'm Peter Bergen, a national security journalist, author, and host of the Audible podcast In the Room. Each week, I bring you direct from the source reporting on the most important and perplexing issues facing our world today, like how local election officials can ensure the integrity of the voting process, why people are drawn to conspiracy theories, and whether international sanctions ever really make a difference. Just search In the Room in the Sirius XM app.
Nothing matches the passion, the excitement, the history-making moments of college sports. And nobody takes you inside the greatest campuses and stadiums across the country like Sirius XM College Sports Radio. Listen to all of the play-by-play action, expert analysis, and in-depth interviews with your favorite team. No matter the season, we have something for you. Your home for all things college sports is on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Fantasy football players, learn winning strategies right now on Fantasy Sports Radio to help you draft a winning team on Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
Alejandro Kirk leading off for the Blue Jays in the second inning. No score. Blue Jays and Red Sox. And the first pitch from Zach Kelly is hit foul. 0-1. Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is Chris LaRue. Roger Lajoie is our host. Nick Blackmore, our producer. Andrew Adams, our technical director. Kelly pitches to Kirk. Swing and a foul off, 0-2. Kirk, Barger, Clement for the Blue Jays in this inning. Alejandro Kirk had game 1 off into catch game 2 and batting .248 on the year with 5 homers. Two-strike pitch. Pokes it foul off to the right into the seats. It'll be interesting to see how Boston navigates this game today. with their bullpen day. Zach Kelly getting the start, but he is a traditional reliever. Has opened for at least 2 innings in his previous 2 opens this year. 0-2. Foul tip, strike 3. Went 97 at the top of the zone and gets Kirk for his second strikeout of the game.
Yeah, that's a pretty good fastball from Zach Kelly. A couple sweepers to start that at-bat off, and then just absolutely rips a fastball by him. A 4-seamer at the top of the zone. Alejandro with the big swing, not close.
So 1 out in Addison Barger up. He had an RBI double this afternoon. The pitch. Strike 1. Barger on the edge of the Mendoza line, hitting 197 right now. 14 extra base hits in his 43 games. 0-1. Swing and a fly ball, left field. Moving toward the line, Tyler O'Neill onto the side. Warning track makes the catch. 2 down. We were talking about this a little bit at the break in between the top and bottom of the first inning. The improbable route that Zach Kelly has had to the majors. He was an undrafted player in a 40-round draft in 2017, signed with the Oakland Athletics out of D2 Newberry College in South Carolina. His pitch to Ernie Clement, called strike 1. Ernie, a .265 hitter, 10 homers. The pitch. Swing and a check swing roller foul. 0-2.
I mean, I often think about things like that. When you see a guy, either a late round pick or a guy from a D2 school who throws 96, 97 miles an hour, you wonder how that happened. How did he either slip through the cracks, or how did he get to 96, 97 with that fastball?
0-2 pitch misses low. 1-2. Because for Kelly, this year is really his first big league season. He's pitched a little bit in each of the last 2 years, but at age 29, this is his 42nd appearance of the year. 1-2 is yanked down the left field line, and that's a foul ball. There might be even less space in the corners of foul territory at Fenway Park than there is at Rogers Center, with a similar retaining wall. 3 feet maybe in between that side wall and the foul line, and Ernie Clement found it, unfortunately for him. So he'll go back to the plate. 0-0, Red Sox and Blue Jays. 2 out, spaces empty, top of the second. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a liner, right field, sinking, and a slide from Abreu to make the catch. He's got sliding catches in both games today, and a nice play to take a hit away from Clement and end the inning. 6 up, 6 down so far for Zach Kelly. No score, middle of the second. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
We're 2menintruck.ca. We've got lots of men and lots of trucks, so get ready to be moved.
Think 2menintruck.ca. So when you gotta move, all moving day. Think 2menintruck.ca. Cause all of us movers are not the same. So that's our company name, 2menintruck.ca. We're lots of men with lots of trucks, so give us a call today.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between Pizza and inflation. First to the plate, Pizza's big hitter, fixed rate pizza. An extra large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. I dare say, folks, inflation stands no chance against this all-star. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for fixed rate pizza. Lock in yours today.
Go to pizza.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Bases loaded. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The second inning is presented by Bet365. At Bet365, you can watch thousands of live games, build your own bet, and can even make a bet while the game's still being played. 19 plus, play responsibly, Ontario only. Scoreless game, Jose Barrios kicks and fires to Masataka Yoshida, who hits it on the ground over the mound and through the middle into center field, a base hit. First pitch swinging, Yoshida jumps on Barrios, and it's another leadoff base runner for the Red Sox.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an ambush. Jose Barrios was trying to get ahead with a little sinker there, 94 miles an hour. Ernie Clement does his best diving up the middle to try and stop that baseball, but goes up the middle for a leadoff base hit.
Barrios worked through first and third, one out last inning to get out of it unscathed. Now he'll try to work through more base runners here in the second. His pitch to Connor Wong. Down and away, ball one. Wong, the lead catcher for the Red Sox, playing in his 101st game. 286 batter with 15 doubles and 11 home runs. The pitch. Swing and a liner foul down the left field line, 1-1. Bearded catcher is one of only two right-handed hitters Jose Barrios will face in this lineup. On the year, righties actually hit better against Barrios than lefties, although there's a little nuance there. 1-1 pitch bounced, 2-1. If you look at the numbers last year, lefties hit Barrios a lot more than righties. Coming into this season, Barrios made a couple changes, added the cutter, and dominated lefties in March, April. However, since the early portion of the season, things have mostly reverted back to where they were. So Alex Cora probably playing the better numbers to go with a lot of lefties. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul off, 2-2.
I tell you what, though, over the last three starts, he's been incredible. Only 14 hits allowed in 21 innings, 4 earned runs. He's really looked great. I know there's been a lot of talk about Bowden Francis and anybody else in this Blue Jays lineup, but Jose Barrios has been pretty incredible over the last couple of weeks.
1.71 ERA in those 3 starts. 2-2. Bounced a changeup, full count. And he's quietly worked himself toward the numbers that he posted last season. Last year he had a 3.65 ERA. He enters today with a 3.79. Still a couple more starts to decide where the final numbers will be, but he's been one of, if not the best starter they've had all year. 3-2. Hit on the ground at the shortstop. Clement goes over to second one. Jimenez to first. Double play. Taylor made it. Was put on a platter for Ernie Clement. And he and Jimenez turned 2 there to make it 2 out, spaces empty.
And that just shows you how good that sinker is. That sinker wasn't really located all that well, but it was right down the middle, had a little bit of sink to it through the zone, and Wong just hits a weak ground ball to Ernie Clement for the easy double play. He's been doing that all season long.
So 2 outs and the base is empty. No score, bottom 2. The pitch to Mickey Gasper is hit in the air, foul, 0-1. 6th major league game for a pretty interesting guy, Mickey Gasper. Switch hitter batting from the left side. 0-1. Inside. Gasper was a 27th rounder by the Yankees in 2018 out of Bryant University in Rhode Island. One pitch. Check swing, cutter in, 2-1.
So he's right at home.
Right at home, although he grew up a Yankee fan despite where he's from. Parents were from New Jersey, so he was, as he swings at the 2-1 and lines it to left field. That's going to be caught by Schneider, so we'll have more on Gasper later. Barrios faces the minimum after the leadoff single. He gets the ground ball double play and then a line out from Gasper, and it's 0-0 after 2. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep. Because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
So, you want to be a Looney Dogger, eh? Every Tuesday Blue Jays home game is Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. Grab $1 hot dogs from various concession stands around Rogers Center. Plus, stop by the Schneider's Porch, your hot dog headquarters. The destination for a one-of-a-kind hot dog experience with excellent ballpark views. So, whether you're the relish ringleader or seventh-inning snacker, no Blue Jays game is complete without hot dogs. Don't miss out on this delicious deal. Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we introduced in-game betting. Because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Runner going, throw down to second. They got him.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The third inning is brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Burlington and Oakville, Ontario. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com, Canada's #1 rust protection. Leading off for the Blue Jays this inning, Davis Schneider. No score, Toronto and Boston. Schneider swinging at the first pitch. Hits it behind him, foul, into the stands, 0-1. Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman, alongside Chris LaRue. Blue Jays looking for their first base runner against Zach Kelly, who's been very stingy as the opener for the Red Sox. 0-1. Yanked the fastball down and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kelly facing the 199 hitter Schneider with 10 home runs. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at high heat, 1-2.
There's that elevated heater again. Not quite out of the strike zone, but it was at the top of the strike zone. If I'm the Red Sox, I'm going right back there.
Kelly set. Kicks and delivers. Called strike 3. Elevated fastball on the outside edge. Freezes Schneider. 3 strikeouts for Kelly. All of them on the 4-seam fastball.
Yeah, that one was nasty. You can't really do anything with that pitch, even if you swung. Davis Schneider not excited about the call there, but that one just clipped the outside part of that strike zone. 97 miles an hour with the 4-seamer. Like I said, you cannot do anything with that pitch.
Now the right-hander deals to Leo Jimenez. Sweeper outside, ball 1. I mean, this arsenal further underscores how crazy it is that Kelly had to take one of the more unconventional routes to the majors, breaking in fully for the first time here in his age 29 season. He misses outside with a sweeper again. It's 2-0.
And I'm not saying that he's going to have an all-star type of career, but the beginnings of his career kind of remind me of John Axford a little bit.
2-0. Down and in ball 3. How so?
Well, John, I know that John had to go to Canisius after he went to Notre Dame, and then he was drafted late. He signed with the Yankees. The Yankees released him. He signed with the Brewers. Then obviously it took off after that.
3-0 pitch, up and in ball 4, and the Blue Jays get their first base runner. Leo Jimenez takes a 4-pitch walk.
But a lot of roadblocks, a lot of speed bumps early on, and a guy that throws 97, 98, 99 miles an hour, same as Zach Kelly.
And Kelly sure had speed bumps, not just the fact that he was undrafted and signed for $500 with the A's, but they released him, signed with the Angels on a minor league deal, had elbow surgery. They released him in 2020, had another elbow surgery after signing with the Red Sox, had an elbow injury last year that cost him a lot of the season, but has been healthy in 2024, began in AAA, but has become a big part of the pen. His pitch to Stuart Baroa. Called strike 1. A bit of a slide step employed there by Kelly. Not a full slide, but his knee barely came up off the ground.
I have to say, signing for $500 is a bit absurd. I've always heard that $5,000 was the minimum. Now I've heard it all.
0-1. Inside, 1-1. I think 5,000 is the minimum for the international guys.
Because I don't know what the real minimums
or something
are.
like that.
Yeah.
Maybe there is one.
Yeah.
But I've seen the occasional story where a guy like quite legitimately signs for $1 because they have to sign for something. 1-1 pitch, top of the zone change up there, called strike 1 and 2. But yeah, I mean, $500 was not going to cover his rent for the first apartment he had in whatever minor league city he began in. 1-2. Called strike 3. Perfectly located cutter on the inside edge. He is pinpoint right now, Kelly. He has 4 strikeouts in 2 2/3.
The most impressive thing about that cutter was it was 94.3 miles an hour, and it had a ton of movement on it on the inside part of the plate. Just caught the inside part of that strike zone. Pretty good pitch.
So with 2 outs now and a runner on first, George Springer comes up. It's second time through for the Blue Jays. Jimenez is the base runner. He walked just before Baroa struck out. Right on right pitch. No, it's going to be a turn and throw to first. Jimenez dives back in.
I think the Blue Jays are ready to see Zach Kelly get out of this ball game.
I think so. Kelly about to throw his 40th pitch of the outing. Pitch on the way. High, ball 1. George Springer was a big help to the Blue Jays in Game 1. Hit an ice-breaking homer in the 7th inning that got a bird's-eye view of the monster as it sailed over onto the street. Broke open the scoring. Blue Jays won 4-1. 1-0. Outside, ball 2. Springer trying to race toward a 9th 20-homer season, sitting on 18 long balls after the one earlier today. 2-0. Check swing, called strike. It was a fastball over the plate at the upper and inner edges of the zone. 2-1.
George Springer actually acted like that ball was about to hit him. Jumped back, took about 5 or 6 steps outside of that batter's box.
2-1. Swing and a miss at the cutter. 2-2.
Looks like he's going for another homer over that green monster. Once you get a taste for it, you want another one.
Well, and Springer's hit very well in his career at Fenway Park, especially as a Blue Jay. That's over .340 as a Blue Jay at Fenway in 21 games. 2-2 pitch off the plate away, ball 3. Brad Keller is up and throwing, by the way, in the bullpen for the Red Sox. He was added to the roster today after the Red Sox DFA Joely Rodriguez. And Keller, a former starter, is a guy who can provide some length for Boston. Full count, 2 outs. Jimenez will get the head start from first. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a fly ball down the right field line, headed toward pesky pole, but it's going to go foul. And Springer will do it again at 3-2.
Oh boy, that was about 4 feet foul. Almost snuck around that pesky pole. Pretty close to a 2-0 Blue Jays lead.
Obviously, it's a very interesting configuration at Fenway Park. Pesky's pole is only 302 feet away from home plate. It's 310 to the pole where the monster is in left field, but it can go as deep as 420 in the triangle out in center. Another 3-2. And another foul ball off to the right. Springer trying to keep this inning going for Joey Loperfido, who waits on deck. Blue Jays nothing, Red Sox nothing. Runner on first, 2 outs, top of the 3rd. The 3-2 again. Down and away, ball 4. Springer takes a well-earned walk. Saw 8 pitches before he strolls down to first.
Yeah, that's walk number 2 for Zach Kelly, but that fastball is pretty good. 98 miles an hour. You could see him screaming at himself after he pulled that pitch outside. Here comes pitching coach Andrew Bailey.
Bailey, well accomplished in his own career, won the American League Rookie of the Year in 2009 and was an All-Star for the A's in 2009 and 2010 as a closer. Talking this one over, and you could guess, I'd probably guess that good or bad, this is the last batter that Kelly faces, a reliever approaching 50 pitches. Low Perfido up now, but the next batter after that would be Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yeah, I'd imagine that you're right. This is the last batter that he's probably going to face. He's becoming a little bit erratic with his fastball. He threw a couple of good pitches to George Springer. George Springer fouled them off, but you could tell he's really pulling off with that fastball. And we talked about this before the game. He has 20 walks in just under 50 innings pitched. He's a guy that becomes erratic with his pitches.
2 walks this inning. That's why it's first and second, 2 outs. Pitch to Joey Loperfido. Outside, ball 1. Kelly struck out Loperfido on a fastball right on the outside edge back in the first. The right on left pitch. Swing and a chopper to first. Picked up by Casas. Flips back to Kelly, who steps on the bag to end the inning. 2 walks for the right-hander, but no hits. And more importantly for the Red Sox, no runs allowed. Scoreless at the middle of the third. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
This is John Paul Morosi. Coming up on the next episode of The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Jim Thome.
7th game of the World Series. That's what every kid dreams of. It's heartbreaking when you don't win. Every player, I think, would feel that.
The Road to Cooperstown airs Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and the all-new SiriusXM app. New episodes drop every Tuesday wherever you get your podcast.
Are you regretting eating that gas station hot dog? Yeah, we know. We've been there too. This is a message for baseball fans like you. Did you know that you get a channel that's talking baseball 24/7 as part of your SiriusXM subscription? What? Our lineup includes shows hosted by former big leaguers and executives. Plus, you'll hear from 17 managers each week. MLB Network Radio is on SiriusXM Channel 89. Or just search MLB Network Radio on the SXM app. SiriusXM Sports. We're more than just a game.
Feel the thrill of the Premier League on SiriusXM FC.
Arsenal running riot. A quick fire double from Chelsea.
Hear every pulse-pounding moment.
Haaland scores the hat-trick. Brilliant left-foot strike by Salah. What a goal by Marcus Rashford.
From the world's most exciting league.
Absolutely glorious from Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester United turn it round.
All on your radio home for the beautiful game.
If you like soccer, you are in the right place.
The Premier League lives on SiriusXM FC 157 and the all-new SiriusXM app.
24/7, 365. Coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
David Hamilton leads off the bottom of the third for the Boston Red Sox. Boston trying to open the scoring in this one. Blue Jays send Jose Barrios back out to the mound. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Barrios delivers to the left-handed hitter who started to show bunt, pulls it back and takes a strike. 0-1. 9-1-2 for Boston. Hamilton, Duran, Abreu. David Hamilton hitting .251 with 8 homers in 95 games. 0-1. Swing and a fly ball sent out to left. Moving over toward the corner, Davis Schneider reaches up and brings it in. 1 out. Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth, encouraging you to step up for the home team and shop local. Timber Mart stores are family owned and operated and know the value in giving back to the communities they serve. Now more than ever, it's important to shop local. In the Timber Mart broadcast booth, I'm Ben Schulman, Chris LaRue to my left. Roger Lajoie is our host today, Nick Blackmore our producer, and Andrew Adams our technical director. First pitch to Jarren Duran. Outside, ball 1. Between the 2 games today, 2 big hits for Duran the opposite way. Left-handed hitter hit a home run to left in game 1 and doubled in the first inning to left in this one. He swings at a slurve and hits it into the left center field gap. That'll get down and bounce into the wall. Duran around first, headed for second. Bo Perfito gets it in. That's another opposite field hit. A double for Jarren Duran, his second double of the game.
Yeah, he's really using the big part of the field well. Jarren Duran just got a slurve on the outside part of the plate and drilled it into the gap in left center. Such a good approach. That's 3 base hits to left field, or at least to that left center gap. He is a good player, and he's going to be a good one for a while.
He has the Red Sox threatening again. They've had base runners in every inning now, but have not scored yet. 0-0. Wilyer Abreu is up. 1 out, and Duran on second. Barrios kicks and delivers. First pitch heater inside, ball 1.
Jarren Duran actually has 32 stolen bases this season, so you might want to keep an eye on him. And I know that Wilyer Abreu is a left-handed hitter, so it's an easier throw for Alejandro Kirk, but still got to keep an eye on him.
1-0. Change up away. Duran's been prolific, and he's been smart with his stealing as well. He's only been caught 4 times. Barrios looking out at him at second. Delivers home. Misses high and outside, ball 3. As much as Duran is a threat to run, he might also be doing enough right now getting in the mind of Jose Barrios.
That's exactly what's happening right now. Jose Barrios is paying too much attention to Duran at second base.
3-0 pitch. On the outside corner, strike 1. Barrios looking to strike out Wilyer Abreu again. Got him on a slurve in the first inning. Righty's 3-1. Fastball on the outside edge, top of the zone this time. And it's 3-2. Abreu thought he had ball 4. Doesn't love it. If you're Barrios, you might not be able to execute the pitch better than that.
Yeah, Wilyer Abreu doesn't like the call. He went for a little bit of a walk, took about 4 or 5 steps outside of that batter's box. But like you said, that's about as good as it gets right there, up and away in that strike zone.
Barrios sets at the belt, looks at second, and now the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Battling back from 3-0, Barrios gets Abreu, who's been tossed out of the game. Struck out on that slurve, turned around and started talking to the home plate umpire, Paul Clemens, and Wilyer Abreu is out of this ball game. Alex Cora out right now, right in the face of Paul Clemens, talking to him as well.
Yeah, Wilyer Abreu didn't think that he did anything wrong, but it definitely seemed like Paul Clemens was irritated, upset by something. He actually came back at Wilyer Abreu and got into Wilyer Abreu's face. I'm sure that's what Alex Cora is really upset about right now. The fact that it almost seemed like Paul Clemens initiated that interaction. Didn't seem to me like Wilyer Abreu really did anything or said anything. We'll see here on the replay, but
I think he was saying a little bit, but he was walking back to the dugout. Right. He was not standing there to continue to give it to him. It was kind of passing words. I mean, obviously, we don't know exactly what he said or what he said on that 3-1 pitch that was called a strike 2.
The thing that I don't love about that interaction right there is Paul Clemens came at Wilyer Abreu. As the umpire, you're supposed to try to diffuse a situation. You throw the guy out, you toss him, great. Everything's fine. You don't go at the player. I don't love that right there.
So Abreu is done from this game. We'll see who the Red Sox replace him with. But first, Tristan Casas is up. And the first pitch is a changeup low, ball 1. Runner on second is Jarren Duran, 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. Casas had a single with Duran on second in the first, but Duran couldn't score on the play and was eventually stranded. 1-0. Changeup low again, 2-0.
Well, I can tell you one guy that's happy about that. Jose Barrios.
Yeah. Pete Walker, too. I'll throw him in the ring. Yeah, Wilyer Abreu, he's the number 2 hitter in this order, a very important player to this team. And it foils a little bit of the stacking lefties for Alex Cora because all 4 guys he has on the bench bat right-handed. Turn and throw back to second, skips into center field. Duran gets up and chugs for third. He was thinking about home, but they hold him up there. Third base coach Kyle Hudson with a big hand up. That'll be an error on Jose Barrios, though, and Duran now certainly scores on any base hit.
And that was probably a play that was put on, but again, there's a left-handed hitter up at the plate. There's 2 outs in the inning. I'm assuming that Duran is not trying to steal third in that situation. So why are we even allowing that to happen? Just go after the hitter, focus on the hitter, try to get Tristan Casas out and get out of this inning.
So Duran on third now, 2 outs. No score, Blue Jays and Red Sox. 2-0 count to Casas. Barrios' pitch. Fastball hit foul, back behind the plate and off to the left. Only game 33 of the season for Tristan Casas, who had a left rib strain earlier in the year, and he swings and lines the 2-1 to left field for a base hit. Jogging home Duran, the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead on the Tristan Casas RBI single.
Well, that's what happens when you fall behind. You have to come back with a pitch that's hittable over the heart of the plate. And Jose Barrios threw a fastball that was about thigh high, middle. They were trying to come up and in to Tristan Casas, tie him up a little bit, but Jose Barrios missed his spot, and Casas drilled that thing, ripped that thing into left field right in front of David Schneider.
So the Red Sox cash in after spoiling chances each of the last 2 innings, and here's Rafael Devers. First pitch inside, 1-0. Devers 0 for 1, popped out to the shortstop Ernie Clement last time up, and he swings and misses at a pitch up and in to make it 1-1. Left-handed hitter loves the ball down, does not love it up and in. That's where you typically are going to take advantage of him. 1-1 fastball up and away, ball 2.
Yeah, he loves to get the arms extended. He's a big home run hitter, big guy. So if you throw that something hard, maybe a cutter up and in at the hands, there's no way that he can get to it.
2-1. Ground ball blocked at first by Guerrero, picks it up and steps on the first base bag to end the inning. That one was scorched, but Vladdy got his body in front of it and limits the Red Sox to 1 run in the frame. RBI single by Tristan Casas gives Boston a 1-0 advantage after 3. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
This is John Paul Morosi. Coming up on the next episode of The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Jim Thome.
7th game of the World Series. That's what every kid dreams of. It's heartbreaking when you don't win. Every player, I think, would feel that.
The Road to Cooperstown airs Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89, and the all-new Sirius XM app. New episodes drop every Tuesday wherever you get your podcast.
Every night after the final out, the Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed, strike 3 and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances.
And a high drive, deep right center.
It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio, every night on Sirius XM Channel 89 and every morning on the Sirius XM app.
Be the most informed player in your fantasy football league by listening to the experts on Fantasy Sports Radio.
I want to thank you guys for making me a better fantasy player.
Hear player rankings, position breakdowns, and expert drafts.
There is no bigger value today than Dak Prescott.
Going deep down the right side, got a man, caught, touchdown Cowboys.
The road to a fantasy football championship begins with Fantasy Sports Radio. Channel 87 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Hey everyone, it's Justin Turbin at your 24/7 home for hoops all year long is Sirius XM NBA Radio Channel 86 and the Sirius XM app. Just search NBA Radio.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
The fourth inning is presented by Bet365. Bet365, you can bet live in-game on game props, totals, and the money line. Download the app and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. Justin Slayton into the game for the Red Sox, faces Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to start the fourth. And the first pitch is a cutter for strike one. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Blue Jays trailing 1-0 after Tristan Casas opened the scoring with an RBI single in the third. 0-1. Swing and a ground ball to short. Picked up there by Hamilton. Overhand throw to first. 1 out. A couple defensive changes, by the way, for the Red Sox. Wilyer Abreu was thrown out of the game in the bottom of the third, and he was the right fielder. So they moved Tyler O'Neill from left to right, and Rob Refsnyder is into the game now in the lineup spot of the tossed-out Wilyer Abreu. 1 out and Alejandro Kirk to the plate. Blue Jays searching for their first hit of the game. The pitch. Swing and a pop-up behind the plate, foul into the seats, 0-1. Justin Slayton brought onto the roster for this game. Deals the 0-1. Swing and a foul back again, 0-2. He was on the injured list but activated in between games, and the Red Sox in a corresponding move optioned Josh Winkowski down to AAA. .31 appearances this year for the righty Slayton. .338 ERA in almost 43 innings. 0-2. Swing and a roller. Picked up at third. No, it's bobbled by Devers, and Kirk is going to be safe at first. Devers was moving as he went to pick up that ball, probably working a little bit too quickly given the situation, and it hit off his palm and popped into the sky.
Yeah, that looked like a relatively routine play. I don't know what the spin was like on that ground ball, but it was a slow roller. Rafael Devers was just going to his left. Could have made an easy play, especially with Alejandro Kirk running. But he just clanked that thing, hit off the heel of his glove, and Alejandro Kirk is at first base now.
For Devers, his 10th error of the year, Addison Barger takes outside, ball 1. The Red Sox do lead the American League in errors by a big margin. 1-0 to Barger. Swing and a foul back. Boston committed 2 errors in the first game and now 1 here in the second. They're up to 95 on the season. Second place White Sox are at 80. One. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Barger asks for time to ponder this at-bat a little bit more against Justin Slayton. New right-hander for the Red Sox throws a cutter, four-seamer, sweeper, and curveball. His 1-2. Barger shoots it foul to the left.
Pretty good velo on that last fastball. Four-seam fastball, 97 on the outside part of the plate. Barger doing a good job staying alive, just fouling that thing off.
Yeah, that's the best pitch for Slayton. Averages 96 on the four-seamer. Batters hit just 147 against it. 1-2 again. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Throws the overhand curveball, his rarest pitch, and gets Barger for the second out.
It's actually a pretty good curveball. Not quite 12-6, pretty close to it. But Barger obviously fooled way out in front of that thing. Just dives underneath the bat of Addison Barger for out number 2.
Barger walks back into the dugout, and Ernie Clement comes to the plate, takes strike 1 on a cutter. 1-0 Red Sox. Kirk on first after the error. 2 outs, top of the 4th. Oh, 1. Swing and a pop-up behind first base in foul territory, and that hits into the netting. 0-2. Ernie's 0 for 1 today probably should have a hit, but Wilyer Abreu made a sliding catch in right field. Has since been thrown out of the game, but made a nice play in right to take one away from Clement.
Yeah, now Tyler O'Neill's going to have to pick up the slack out there in right field.
Although pretty good outfielder himself. 0-2. Down and away, ball one. And it's a pretty tricky right field. I mean, obviously O'Neill plays here. But we mentioned Pesky's pull at 302. And then you go just a little bit into right center, not even true right center, and it's 380. 1-2. Hit in the air. Pretty deep right field. O'Neill backing up, makes the catch, and ends the inning. No runs, no hits, one error, one left in the top of the fourth inning for the Blue Jays. 1-0 Red Sox, middle of the fourth at Fenway. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, Blue Jays fans, are you ready to hit a home run with your next roof? Introducing GAF Timberline HDZ shingles, designed to keep your roof looking and feeling like a winner, rain or shine. GAF is proud to be the official shingle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Visit homedepot.ca and search GAF to learn more about how GAF Timberline HDZ roofing shingles can elevate your home to the next level. GAF, we protect what matters most.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between pizza and inflation. First to the plate, with over 2 million sold, it's Fixed Rate Pizza, a hot and fresh extra-large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for Fixed Rate Pizza. Lock in yours today.
Order pizza.ca.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we introduced in-game betting. Because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Out of here! Out of here! Davis Snyder wins it!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timber Mark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside former Major League pitcher Chris LaRue. Bottom of the fourth inning, Blue Jays at Fenway Park. Jose Barrios back on the rubber, faces Tyler O'Neill to start the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. Bouncer foul, 0-1. Barrios has allowed 5 hits in 3 innings, but only 1 earned run. He's pitched pretty well with runners on base. Maybe looking for a couple quicker innings here in the middle stages. 0-1. Outside, a ball and a strike. What have you thought so far, the start from Barrios?
Well, I think he's using his off-speed pitches more than I thought he would. He's been really good recently at using that sinker, front hip to lefties.
1-1 change, misses low, 2-1.
Inside to righties, really relying on his off-speed pitches today. I want to see more of that fastball, maybe some fastballs in, fastballs up. I think that's going to be good for him.
50 pitches in this game for Barrios. He rocks back and delivers. Swing and a soft fly ball, shallow center, coming in. It drops in front of Lo Perfido for a bloop base hit.
And I've said this before, but the problem when you don't pitch in with a fastball is it opens up that outside part of the plate. Hitters start to look on the outside part of the plate. Hitting becomes easier, and you could see Tyler O'Neill right there. He was out in front of that slurve from Jose Barrios, but he wasn't even looking inside. So he basically just canceled out inside and was looking outside, and at bat becomes really easy for hitters.
Masataka Yoshida up, takes a first pitch changeup for strike 1. Yoshida with a leadoff single in the second inning, was retired just after that on a ground ball double play. 0-1. Swing and a ground ball to second. Jimenez turns, throws to second 1. Clement back to first. In time, double play. 4-6-3, the Blue Jays turn it.
Pretty good pitch right there to Yoshida. Yoshida just rolls over that sinker, a sinker down and away for the easy double play and a quick 2 outs.
With that, let's take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since Toronto first raised the trophy in '92. Rib Sanity is on now until September 8th. All you can eat ribs for just $27.99. Visit stlouiswings.com for details. Always devilishly good. First, the pitch to Connor Wong. Swing and a liner headed to left field. Caught by Davis Schneider to end the inning. It's 1-0 Boston over the Blue Jays at the end of 4. On the out-of-town scoreboard, the Yankees lead the Nationals 3-0 in the top of the 6th. All of our out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. We go to the 5th with the Blue Jays at Fenway, trailing 1-0. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hear every match of the U.S. Open on Sirius XM. Novak Djokovic hopes to follow up a golden performance in Paris with his 5th U.S. Open title.
Novak Djokovic, a Grand Slam champion again.
Standing in his way is Carlos Alcaraz, who looks to capture a 3rd consecutive Grand Slam.
He's a champion. The youngest #1 in history is Carlos Alcaraz.
Listen to Sirius XM's live coverage of the U.S. Open on ESPN Extra, Channel 81 in the car, and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
This is Dave LaGreca, creator of the biggest pro wrestling show on the planet, Busted Open. Don't miss myself and my Hall of Fame cast and crew as we break down every story in and out of the ring and talk to the top names in the business, like the legend himself, The Undertaker.
I'm actually glad to be on a real show.
Catch Busted Open live every day from 9 to noon Eastern on Sirius XM Fight Nation, channel 156, and on the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM NFL Radio hit the road for a special town hall with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
Bruce Murray and Alex Smith talk to the Super Bowl champions, including Coach Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, as they get ready to defend their title.
Day-by-day process of just getting better. Guys want to be great, and I think that's the best thing about it.
Hear this exclusive Sirius XM NFL Radio town hall from Kansas City Chiefs training camp anytime on the all-new Sirius XM app.
The Blue Jays are in flight, leading 3-0.
Blue Jays fans, this is Ross Atkins, and you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on Sirius XM
Radio Network.
The 5th inning is brought to you by Desjardins Financial Group. Desjardins awarded another 150 grants worth $20,000 each to entrepreneurs across Canada. See how Desjardins cheered on small biz at goodsparkgrants.ca.
Thank you, Chris. Brad Keller on for the Red Sox for the 5th inning. First pitch to Davis Schneider is hit in the air. Shallow right field. Moving in and toward the foul line, Tyler O'Neill makes the catch. 1 out. Keller had been warming up earlier, thought he might come in the 4th, but they decided to give the middle of the order to Justin Slayton. And now Keller, a starter for a couple years for Kansas City, will enter in this game as a reliever and likely take the bulk of the rest of the game.
And a lot like the Blue Jays did in Game 1, the Red Sox are piecing together this game very well.
First pitch to Leo Jimenez, up and in, ball 1. Blue Jays don't have a hit yet. 1-0 pitch is lined to right field, moving toward the corner. That's going to get down and bounce over the wall, and there's your first Blue Jay hit. It's a double for Leo Jimenez, who's been aboard both times he's come to the plate.
Yeah, really good piece of hitting from Leo. Just hits that ball down the right field line. A good fastball from Keller, but Leo sticks the bat out, gets an easy double.
Short wall and a short pull there in right field. A lot of room for ground rule doubles. Jimenez hits his 10th double of the season and is on second base for Stuart Baroa. Keller looking back at the base runner, now delivers home. First pitch curve outside, 1-0. Brad Keller debuted with the Kansas City Royals in 2018, was a starter for the most part until mid-2023. 1-0 pitch is upstairs with a fastball, 2-0. Pitch. Down and in ball 3, and a comfortable count now for the switch hitter batting left, Stuart Burroa.
Well, I'd imagine that Stuart Burroa has the red light here. I don't think that John Schneider would give Stuart Burroa the green light. You also want him on base because he's got great speed.
3-0 pitch. Down and in ball 4. I think Burroa was taken all the way, but Keller just couldn't find the zone there. And so it'll be a walk right after the hit, and the Blue Jays have 2 runners on for the second time in the last 3 innings.
I know this sounds weird, but it's almost harder to throw a strike when you know somebody is taking. I'm sure Keller assumed that Burroa was taking in that 3-0 count, and he was really nowhere near the strike zone.
And it's a tough time to issue that walk because now the Blue Jays have 2 on for the top of the order. George Springer is up 0 for 1 with a walk today. First pitch. Swing and a foul back, 0-1. Keller set just above the belt, looks at Jimenez at second, delivers home, and Springer hits it on a line to right field. Moving toward the Pesky's pull, and it's gone. Second homer in as many games for George Springer. He lines one just to the fair side of Pesky's pull for a 3-run shot, and the Blue Jays jump in front 3-1.
Well, Brad Keller left that sinker up over the middle of the plate. And George Springer just drilled it the other way. He hit a home run earlier on in the first game to left field, and he hits one here to right field. He's using all parts of Fenway Park. What a swing right there for a 3-1 Blue Jays lead.
I was going to say he's hit 2 very Fenway Park home runs. He's hit a high fly ball over the monster and a low liner toward Pesky's pull, and now Joey Loperfido takes strike 1. 19 home runs for George Springer. 0-1. Miss up top. 1 ball and 1 strike.
What a turn of events. George Springer is actually in the dugout kissing the home run jacket right now.
1-1 pitch hits the zone. It's 1-2, and let's go Blue Jays being chanted out again at Fenway Park. You can hear now the dismay of the Red Sox fans at Fenway. The 1-2. Up and away. Blue Jays 3, Red Sox 1. 1 out, bases empty. Top of the 5th. 2-2. Swing and a fly ball left field. Racing back Refsnyder into the corner. He makes the catch. Or does he? No, he missed the ball. It's down, buried in the corner, and Joey Loperfido is at second base with a double. Rob Refsnyder overran that baseball. He kind of disappeared out of our view into the corner. So did the ball. But rather than cheers, there were groans from the fans who could see it. And Loperfido's safe at second.
Yeah, I'm assuming that they're going to give him a double. Rob Refsnyder looked like he was going to make that catch easily down that line in left field, but it just goes right beside his glove. It might have just ticked off the edge of his glove, but that's just not a play that should be hitting the ground.
They do go error on Rob Refsnyder, second of the game for the Red Sox. And remember that Refsnyder's only in this game because Wilyer Abreu was thrown out for arguing balls and strikes in the 3rd. It was the Gold Glover Tyler O'Neill in left field to start the game, and Abreu in right. Now O'Neill's in right, and Refsnyder's in left. Meeting on the mound, Andrew Bailey went out to talk to Brad Keller, who's had a tough first inning of work. He's allowed 3 runs and did not get help there on an error out in left field. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Keller's pitch. Swing and a liner over the mound, past the dive of the second baseman, Gasper into center field. Loperfido had to pause. He stops at 3rd. It's a rocket base hit for Guerrero.
Well, that went right beside the shoulder of Brad Keller. A line drive that was ripped up the middle from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Joey Loperfido actually took a step back towards second base. He didn't know if that ball was going to be caught or not. Good piece of base running. That's what you're supposed to do. So he only gets to third base. Blue Jays are in business now. Runners on 1st and 3rd.
And still only one out. Alejandro Kirk will come up, and the Blue Jays have scored 3 in the inning. Right on right pitch. Down and away, ball 1.
You could actually see Vladimir Guerrero Jr. scream as he hit that ball, and it was going right by Brad Keller. He obviously didn't want it to hit Brad Keller.
I mean, 112 right by your ear is no fun for a pitcher, I'm sure. 1-0. Outside 2-0. Did you have many near misses in your career?
I mean, lower half. Nothing past the face, nothing past the upper torso there. But I mean, I can only imagine that it's a scary situation.
2-0 pitch is popped up off the handle, right side of the infield. It's going to be caught by the second baseman Gasper. 2 down.
But I've seen guys get hit in the back. I've seen guys get hit in the head. I mean, I'm actually pretty lucky that I've never been hit. I mean, all the innings that I threw, the fact that I've never even been hit by a baseball is pretty lucky.
Keller fortunate as well, and then he bounced back pretty well against Alejandro Kirk. So now 2 down, first and third, and Addison Barger coming up. 3-1 Blue Jays, top of the 5th. Barger's 0 for 2 so far. Here's the first pitch. Called strike, 0-1. Quick peek at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. New York Yankees up 4-0 on the Washington Nationals now in the top of the 6th. Homers from Gleyber Torres and Austin Wells. 0-1. Swing and a liner, left center field, down for a hit. Loperfido jogs home, Guerrero up to second. RBI single for Barger. He just blooped it out to left center, and it's 4-1 Blue Jays.
And that's the approach that you need. That pitch, that was a 4-seam fastball at 95.4 miles an hour in on the hands of Addison Barger. He just muscles that thing over shortstop David Hamilton there, and those are the types of hits that, yes, they're not scorchers off the bat. They're not homers. But he'll take those things every single time. Pretty good approach right there.
21st RBI of the season for Barger. Ernie Clement up the pitch. Swing and a long liner to left field. Off the monster. Guerrero around third trying to score. He'll come in standing up. Barger all the way to third. It's an RBI double for Ernie Clement, and it's 5-1 Blue Jays.
Well, Blue Jays are cooking now. You look back at that play from Rob Refsnyder whiffing on that fly ball. And that's kind of the play that you'll probably look back at if you're Alex Cora, if you're any one of these Red Sox players, and think that's the play that changed this ball game.
Because that play came after the Springer homer, but it's only 3-1 when Springer homers, and you can maybe keep going forward. Now Brad Keller's already thrown 20-plus pitches. The Blue Jays have batted around, and they're threatening with second and third right now, and Davis Schneider hitting for the second time this inning. Keller got Schneider actually to start this outing on a fly out to right field. 0-1. Called strike on the outside corner, 0-2. (5-1) Blue Jays, top of the 5th. Keller from the stretch. Missed in the dirt, ball 1. Now our other looks at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Kansas City beat Cleveland 4-3 in the first of their doubleheader today and are up 9-4 in Game 2 on the Guardians. 1-2 pitch. Check swing, pitch was low, appeal to first. He did not go around. Schneider stays alive at now 2-2.
I'll tell you what, doubleheaders are really fun when you win both of them. But when you lose both of those games, it is not fun in that clubhouse after the second game.
Blue Jays won Game 1, 4-1. They're up 5-1 in Game 2. 2-2 pitch. Low ball 3.
Everybody's tired. Everybody's exhausted from a 12-hour day. And on top of that, you just lost 2 ball games. Not a place you want to be.
And the Red Sox trying to stay in a race. 3-2. Swing and a foul back. And if you're Boston, you might be looking at the hand-operated scoreboard and left and see Kansas City, a team you're trying to chase, is en route to its second win today. If you lose 2, you fall 2 games further back of the Royals than you were to start the day. Another payoff and another foul ball.
And the Blue Jays are chasing the Royals as well.
In theory.
I know you don't like when I say things like that, Ben.
No, it's all right. I like being uncomfortable. Second and third for the Blue Jays. 2 outs, full count. Pitch to Schneider. Foul tip, strike 3. Blue Jays, though, score 5 runs in the inning. The big swing came off the bat of George Springer, but also RBI singles by Addison Barger and Ernie Clement after the 3-run homer. And Toronto is up 5-1, middle of the 5th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The 2024 season is approaching.
Focus on the football, fellas. Focus, focus.
And SiriusXM NFL Radio brings you down to the field for an all-access pass to your favorite team.
You do your best to put yourself in position to get the result you want.
From the regular season through Super Bowl 59, hear every NFL game all season long on SiriusXM.
Touchdown!
And if you missed any of NFL Radio's training camp tour, you can get it right now on the all-new SiriusXM app.
You love listening to baseball. You love talking about baseball. You love yelling at your buddies about baseball because they love baseball, and so do we. That's why SiriusXM has the only channel on the radio dedicated to baseball 24/7. It's MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89. News, opinions, passionate baseball talk from former players and GMs, plus interviews with players, managers, and executives, and much, much, much more. If you can hear me right now, you've got MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
The most important person in sports is you, the fan.
Let me tell you something. I'm a real fan.
And your place for sports talk is Mad Dog Sports Radio, where your voice is heard all day long.
I couldn't wait to get into the truck, turn on 82.
Sharing the thrill of victory.
The joy, the jubilation. I can't stop smiling.
And the agony of defeat.
When is this franchise going to realize people really care about this?
Passionate sports fans call 888-MAD-DOG-6.
You gotta love sports.
Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, or anytime on the SiriusXM app.
In season or out of season, the #1 place for college sports is SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Bottom of the 5th inning, and the Blue Jays have a pretty sizable lead. It's 5-1, Toronto over Boston after a 5-run top of the 5th. Mickey Gasper leading off for the Red Sox. Takes the first pitch off the plate away, 1-0. Jose Barrios pitching with the lead for the first time today. Winds and delivers. And hits the outside corner, strike 1. Gasper 0 for 1 today, line out to left field. Mentioned in his first at-bat, he was a late-round pick by the Yankees. 1-1. Swing and a chopper to first. Guerrero picks it up, steps on the bag, 1 out.
This injury report is brought to you by Bergmanis Pereira Personal Injury Lawyers. If life has thrown you a curveball and you're striking out with your insurance company, get ahead of the count and call Bergmanis Pereira Personal Injury Lawyers. You focus on getting better, and Bergmanis Pereira will take care of the rest. Visit bplawyers.ca.
Nothing incredible really to update from the Blue Jays side. Bo Bichette has joined the team in Boston. The news that we talked about in Game 1 as David Hamilton takes outside ball 1. But a little bit of news around baseball. Cole Reagans, one of the stars of the Royals, was removed from his start today with some cramping. 1-0. Outside 2-0. So you'd assume nothing much more than that. But if you're watching the race for the American League wildcard, that could loom large for a Royals team trying to lock down the second wildcard spot. 2-0 to Hamilton. Popped up just behind the third base bag. Addison Barger tight roping the foul line, makes the catch, 2 outs.
Another good pitch from Jose Barrios. He is just continuing to roll along here in this ball game. 94 in on the hands. Just a weak little pop-up down that left field line. Addison Barger with a nice play.
Barrios has had a fair number of hits allowed. He hasn't struck out many, but early contact a lot so far. His pitch count has been down. He's induced a couple double play balls. And he's in control right now. 60 pitches thrown. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Base is empty. Here's Jarren Duran. The pitch. Strike one.
I think the most important thing when looking at that line, yes, 4 2/3, 6 hits, just like you said. But the most important thing is he hasn't walked anybody yet.
Duran's really hurt him the most of anyone. 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles. 0-1. Backdoor breaking ball, strike 2.
I'm surprised they're continuing to go away to Duran. Duran has shown that he can go the other way with pitches on the outside part of the plate. Throw a fastball inside, throw a fastball up at the hand, see what he can do with that pitch.
Duran is actually the leader in Major League Baseball in opposite field hits. At least got credit for one more in this game when he doubled off the monster wall, maybe 2. 0-2. They try to go inside, but Barrios leaves it over the plate, and it's hit down the left field line. It's going to go into the seats, foul.
Yeah, right on cue. You could see Alejandro Kirk with the glove up around the hands of Duran. Pretty good pitch. Didn't really execute it all that well. It kind of came back over the plate. Actually a very hittable pitch, but I would be surprised if they don't try to go back up there.
Kirk way inside, another 0-2, and this one is hit on the ground to second, picked up by Jimenez, and tossed over to first to end the inning. Barrios retires the Red Sox in order. We go to the 6th inning where the Blue Jays have a 5-1 lead at Fenway Park. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. Visit timbermart.ca.
We're 2 men and a truck. So, you're moving to a new home, and all that's left to do is to call a mover you know you can trust. Well, naturally, you think 2 men and a truck, since you know they have lots of men and lots of trucks. They'll wrap, pack, and move everything you own. With a 96% referral rating and the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. For a free in-home estimate, call today. We're 2 men and a truck.
2 men and a truck, the movers who care.
Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's building center. Visit timbermart.ca.
I am by your side. Got a heart so big. On this you can rely. No mountains too tall for the strong boots to climb. I am by your side.
That was Desjardins Insurance, playing insurance with a heart so big it shows. Tune in for your auto and home coverage at desjardins.com/heart.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Roddy rocks the ball to left field. The Blue Jays have gone back to back.
Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Top of the 6th inning at Fenway Park, the visiting Blue Jays with a 5-1 lead. Leo Jimenez leading off the inning against Brad Keller, takes the first pitch downstairs, ball 1. Jimenez, Baroa, Springer for the Blue Jays, 1-0. Check swing, and that's called a foul ball, but the Blue Jays think it hit Jimenez. So does Leo. He pointed to the dugout, and this is a reviewable play if it's hit by pitch or not. We'll see if Toronto wants to challenge, and they will.
Well, it looked to me, even before seeing that replay, that was in fact a hit by pitch.
It looked like it hit the underside of Jimenez's right hand, so the top hand on that bat that goes closer to the ground as he dips the barrel down. Looked like it hit that and then bounced off the mask of the catcher, Connor Wong.
The thing that I'm pretty sure about is batters today, they're pretty savvy. They know that these games are televised, and they know that we will see an extreme slow motion replay, so they don't want to look silly. They know if they don't get hit, they're not going to overreact and say, I got hit, I got hit.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, the time Derek Jeter got hit on the knob and shook his hand out and got to go down to first.
Batter was hit by pitch. Toronto will retain its challenge.
And there you go. So Jimenez is going to go down to first on a hit by pitch. That's the thing. You don't have any reason to lie there. Hit by pitch or not hit by pitch, unless an extreme case, is almost the clearest thing to review, like fair foul. It either was or it wasn't. And you know you were hit by a pitch or you weren't hit by a pitch.
Yeah. And when watching the replay, it was very clear that he was hit in the hand.
So Jimenez on first. He led off last inning, didn't lead off the inning, but started the scoring. He doubled to begin the rally. Now Stuart Baroa up, goes to bunt, but bunts it back foul, 0-1.
How about that? A little bit of small ball from John Schneider. I don't know if John Schneider called that or if that's Stuart Baroa just giving himself up on his own, but either way, that's a good play. Trying to get Leo Jimenez to second base with nobody out. Well, with one out.
No outs right now. And the next pitch, bunt shown early, and it's popped up just over the plate and caught by Wong for the out. Pitch was probably too high to really be bunted anywhere successfully. So that'll be an out there for Baroa, who walks back to the dugout.
Actually, a pretty good pitch from Brad Keller. That's what you want to do when somebody's squaring around. You want to throw that pitch, that fastball to the top of the zone, try to get them to pop it up. And Stuart Baroa, unfortunately for John Schneider's Blue Jays, he pops it right up.
Almost right over the plate.
Yeah.
Wong didn't even move. And now the pitch to George Springer is ripped at and missed, strike one. 5-1 Blue Jays, one out, one on, top of the sixth. Springer's 3-run homer started Blue Jays scoring last inning. Knocked in Jimenez and Baroa. 0-1. Swing and a ground ball hit to third. Devers picks it up, throws to second one. Back to first, not in time, fielder's choice. The sixth inning is brought to you by Desjardins Financial Group. Desjardins is a big fan of small biz. That's why they awarded another $3 million to small business owners across the country. See how Desjardins cheered on small biz this year at goodsparkgrants.ca. So a ground ball, fielder's choice for George Springer. He's at first. Leo Jimenez back in the dugout. 2 outs and Joey Loperfido up. The pitch. Low ball one. Was going to say while Springer was up, his home run extended the Blue Jays homer streak to 15 games. For a lot of reasons, the home runs earlier in game one did not count towards the Blue Jays streak. And now Loperfido lifts one to deep right center field. Going back to Rand, makes the catch on the track and ends the inning. No runs for the Blue Jays, no hits, no errors, and one left on base. Middle of the sixth, Toronto 5 and Boston 1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Tap into sound experiences custom built, from backyard grilling, poolside chilling, and everything in between. From sizzling hip-hop mixes to carefree country specials. And feel-good classic rock riffs. Turn it up at home or on the go. Just open the SiriusXM app and search Labor Day.
Are you regretting eating that gas station hot dog? Yeah, we know. We've been there too. This is a message for baseball fans like you. Did you know that you get a channel that's talking baseball 24/7 as part of your SiriusXM subscription?
What?
Our lineup includes shows hosted by former big leaguers and executives. Plus, you'll hear from 17 managers each week. MLB Network Radio is on SiriusXM Channel 89, or just search MLB Network Radio on the SXM app. SiriusXM Sports. We're more than just a game.
While you're listening to this game on SiriusXM, we're talking about the latest odds and prop bets for this and every game on Sports Grid Radio.
The under's minus 125. Heavy juice to the under.
Every home run hit and every strikeout thrown can change the line.
I can't for the life of me figure out how you can favor a team that never wins, ever.
If you're looking for sports talk centered around the latest odds and prop bets for games, races, tournaments, or any sporting event, Sports Grid Radio, SiriusXM, Channel 159.
Hey everyone, it's Justin Turbin at your 24/7 home for hoops all year long is SiriusXM NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app. Just search NBA Radio.
Network. Welcome to the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Roger Lajoie, our host, Nick Blackmore, our producer, Andrew Adams, our technical director. Bottom of the sixth, 5-1 Blue Jays. And the pitch from Jose Barrios to Rob Refsnyder lands on the outside corner. Strike one. First trip to the plate for Refsnyder today, who subbed in to start the fourth inning defensively for the Red Sox. 0-1. Swing and a ground ball to third on 2 hops picked up by Barger. Sidearm throw to first in time. 1 out. Let's go to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Some lofty scores. Chicago Cubs up 11-2 on the Pittsburgh Pirates today. That one in the 7th inning. A lot scored against the Pirates bullpen, in 8 runs, 6th inning for the Cubs. And in the 2nd, the Braves leading the Twins 9-1 today. Pitch to Tristan Casas, called strike. That game's actually delayed right now due to rain. Matt Olson has 5 RBIs already in 2 innings.
How would you like to be down 9-1 in a rain delay?
I think I'd leave. Ask for a trade. 0-1, swing and a miss, nothing in 2. All of our out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Blue Jays up 5-1. Casas batting with 2 strikes on him. And 1 out with the bases empty in the bottom of the 6th. Oh, 2 pitch. Back foot slurve. Casas lays off. Barrios about to throw his 70th pitch of the game. Casas has burned him today with 2 singles, including 1 for an RBI. 1-2 is lined to the left side. Leaping catch by Barger at third. Snow coned it and brought the bare hand down to make sure it stayed in the glove. That's an athletic play by the Blue Jays third baseman for the 2nd out.
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with him over there, making the routine play. That one there, definitely not routine. Reaching above his head, just making that catch. But the most impressive thing to me is that arm. I think everybody can see that. He's got plus arm, and he shows it off whenever he can.
He has the hardest outfield and infield throw in Blue Jays history in the StatCast era, of course. First pitch to Rafael Devers, strike 1. And he's played 44 Major League games. He did that in about 10 games. He got the hardest throw for both outfield and infield.
And he loves to show it off.
He does. I would too. 0-1 to Devers is lifted down the left field line. Barger racing toward the netting, but he'll just watch that one fall into the first couple rows. 0-2. Two out, space is empty. 5-1 Blue Jays. Bottom of the 6th inning, and there's 2 strikes on Devers. Barrios sets, looks beyond third, and now the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him to chase a slurve in the dirt. Kirk applies the tag, and Barrios ends the 6th with his 4th strikeout of the start. 5-1 is the Blue Jay lead going to the 7th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Hey, Jays fans, ready to hit a home run with your next roofing project? Step up to the plate with GAF Timberline HDZ shingles, the official roofing shingle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Just like our Jays, GAF Timberline HDZ shingles deliver top performance with unmatched durability and protection. So, when it's time to cover your bases, choose the winning team. Visit your local Home Depot or shop online at homedepot.ca for all your roofing shingles and accessories. GAF, we protect what matters most.
To work from Dome. Put it in your calendar. 307 weekdays starts this season. You can work from Dome with friends or coworkers at Rogers Center. It's a game changer. Make the ballpark your office for the afternoon. Work from Dome, 307 weekday starts. Let's touch base. Check out ticket options on BlueJays.com/workfromdome.
Hey, this is Kevin Gosman. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays Baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Seventh inning at Fenway Park. Blue Jays 5 and Red Sox 1. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to lead off the inning for Toronto. Vladdy with a single back in the fifth inning is 1 for 3. He takes the first pitch off the plate away, ball 1. Third inning of work for Brad Keller. 1-0 pitch down and away, 2-0. Gave up the 5 runs in the fifth inning, although not all of them earned. 3 of them earned. Pitched a scoreless sixth. His 2-0. Swing and a miss by Guerrero. Fooled there on the slider, 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch in the dirt ball 3.
Yeah, you can tell Brad Keller wants nothing to do with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He threw that 2-0 slider, and he threw that 2-1 slider. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to throw a 3-1 slider too.
Keller winds and delivers. Missed up top with a fastball, ball 4. A lot of different measurables for how impressive this season has been for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I did some digging between games just to see if anyone else this year is hitting .320 like Guerrero with at least 35 doubles and 25 homers. There is one other guy in Major League Baseball. It's not Judge, it's not Ohtani, it's Bobby Witt Jr. and Vlad. That's it. As Alejandro Kirk swings and misses at the first pitch, strike 1. Kirk 0 for 3. Reached on an error in the fourth inning. Outside of that, a pop out and a strikeout. Right on right offering. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
I think the most impressive thing to me anyways about the season that Vlad is having, he's really doing it without any protection. He doesn't really know who's going to hit behind him on any given day. You look at Aaron Judge, or you look at Juan Soto.
0-2 pitch slice foul, still 0-2.
Juan Soto has Aaron Judge behind him. That makes the pitcher not want to walk Juan Soto. They have to pitch to Juan Soto because Aaron Judge. Same with Shohei Ohtani. You think of all these big successful hitters, and they always have somebody protecting them behind them.
0-2 pitch down and away, 1-2.
And Vlad just doesn't have that. And he's still having the season that he's having. It's pretty impressive.
When we saw the Angels try to take advantage of that, they intentionally walked him 4 times in the 4-game series that just ended yesterday. 1-2. Kirk takes it in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And I think that's the glaring thing that is evident when you think of a guy like Vlad without protection, is you can easily just pitch around him, right? And a lot of pitchers don't, for whatever reason, but you can easily pitch around him, get him to first base, and then face Alejandro Kirk.
2-2 pitch is rolled softly to second. Backhanded flip by Gasper over to second for 1, but that's the only out they'll get. It was hit slowly, and Guerrero had a legal takeout slide at second base to impede the progress of David Hamilton, the shortstop, so it's fielder's choice for Kirk.
You don't really see that very often. You don't see the slide taking out a second baseman. At least not anymore.
You can still kind of do it. You just can't slide 3 feet right of the bag and reach your hand out like you would have 10 years ago. So Kirk replaces Guerrero on first. 1 out, and Addison Barger to the plate. The pitch. Fastball poured over for strike 1. Barger with an RBI single his last time up, 1 for 3. Takes in the dirt. It skips off of the hip of the catcher Wong, but Kirk stays at first. As they get a new baseball for Kirk, let's go to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Nats on the board in their game against the Yankees. It's now 4-1. Yankees over Nationals. Juan Yepes with his 5th home run of the season. Hit it off Nestor Cortez in the 7th. 1-1 to Barger. Swing and a hard hit grounder at the shortstop. Hamilton flips to Devers, the third baseman, for 1, and that's the only out they'll get. They were shifted over to the pull side for the left-handed hitter Barger. Both Devers and Hamilton went for that ball and kind of crossed paths, and Devers was headed towards second base. So that's the rare put out 6-5 at second base. And Barger's safe at first on the fielder's choice.
That was a really awkward play. I would love to find out how many times Rafael Devers has been part of a force out at second base, him catching the ball as a third baseman.
First pitch to Ernie Clement, foul tipped, 0-1.
You'd have to think 0.
Or like 1, basically like another play like that. Maybe back in the shift days, maybe he was at second base position and the second baseman was in right, but still, that's probably slim to none. 0-1, Clement hits foul down the third baseline, 0-2.
Yeah, I forgot about the extreme shift days.
Oh, yeah. Because in those days, you pretty much either had your third baseman in right field or you had your third baseman at second and your second baseman in right field. And by those days, I mean about 400 days ago. Maybe a little more than that. 0-2 to Clement. And he rolls over it to third base. Devers has it, throws to second, and just gets Barger to end the inning. After the leadoff walk, 3 straight fielder's choices, and that sends us to the 7th inning stretch. Blue Jays 5, Red Sox 1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, Blue Jays fans, are you ready to hit a home run with your next roof? Introducing GAF Timberline HDZ shingles, designed to keep your roof looking and feeling like a winner, rain or shine. GAF is proud to be the official shingle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Visit homedepot.ca and search GAF to learn more about how GAF Timberline HDZ roofing shingles can elevate your home to the next level. GAF, we protect what matters most.
If you're looking for a fun day, did you know the day before Monday? Junior J Sunday. You can paint your face, come and meet Ace and run base to base. Junior J Sunday. So many things to do. You could bring your crew and even mom and dad too. Junior J Sunday.
Sundays are for Junior Jays, and with all kinds of cool new games and activities in the exciting outfield district areas, there's no end to the family fun you'll have.
If you're feeling the song, grab your dad or mom, visit BlueJays.com. Junior J Sunday.
This is the best I've ever seen.
City TV has all the edge of your seat performances you can handle.
This is the most amazing season we've ever had.
America's Got Talent is doubling down on excitement.
Wow. Incredible. I'm blown away.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Better than any other season.
On the hunt for this season's winner.
You didn't know what was going to happen next.
America's Got Talent. All new Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8/7 Central on City TV. Or stream it on City TV Plus.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Blue Jays up 3-2 on a wacky play to give Toronto the lead.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Bottom of the 7th inning in Boston. Blue Jays up 5-1. Jose Barrios takes over once again. Tyler O'Neill, Masataka Yoshida, and Connor Wong will hit for the Red Sox. Barrios has faced the minimum over the last 3 innings. Righties pitch to O'Neill. Strike 1 on the outside edge. Barrios has completed 7 innings in 3 straight starts and 4 of the last 5, trying to accomplish that again today. 0-1. Swing and a pop-up into the seats, 0-2.
And with the pitch count now, he might be able to get into the 8th, potentially the 9th. Just threw his 75th pitch of the ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Considering that the Red Sox had 5 hits in the first 3 innings, he's really locked it down. 0-2 slurve bounced in front of the plate. One, two. Called strike 3. How about 95 right on the outside corner to freeze O'Neill. 1 out.
Yeah, I can't tell if O'Neill was frustrated with the call or frustrated that he didn't offer at that pitch, but that pitch was as good as it gets. 95 down and away, just clips the bottom of that strike zone. What a pitch.
Barrios back on the rubber now after his 5th strikeout of the start, working against Masataka Yoshida, a left-handed hitter. First pitch heater, called strike. Yoshida had a single in the second, but bounced into a double play in the fourth. A 1. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Swing and a soft roller up the middle, picked up by Clement, throws over to first. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th after that 6-3 putout.
And Jose Barrios now has 2 outs in the 7th inning on 80 pitches. Can he go CG? I would imagine yes. But late in the season like this, the Blue Jays want to be sure that guys stay healthy. They stay ready for 2025. You don't want to push guys, especially guys that have thrown as many innings as Jose Barrios over the last 5 or 6 years.
His pitch to Connor Wong, strike 1. Barrios is the American League leader in innings all the way back to 2018. It's Barrios 1, Garrett Cole 2. 0-1. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Barrios yanks a fastball down and away and skips off the mound. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Connor Wong trying to extend this inning and just get the Red Sox a base runner. They haven't had a base runner since Tyler O'Neill's leadoff single in the 4th. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Good slurve, broke down and away, and it's 2-2. Wong asks for time, adjusts his red and black batting gloves. Barrios is palming up the ball, getting a little grip before he steps back to the top of the hill. Wong in the box. Barrios set at the belt. The righty twists and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him to chase the slurve, and Barrios clapping as he walks off the mound. 7 innings for the right-hander for a 4th straight start. And the Blue Jays will take a 5-1 lead to the 8th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
It's Tour Championship week on PGA Tour Radio.
Up in the air, lands soft. It does. Skates up by the cup. Good go, and it did. Scotty Scheffler with the hole-out eagle.
The season-long race for the FedEx Cup is down to the 30 best players.
He goes in for an eagle. One hop in for another eagle for Xander Schauffele. Incredible.
Hear coverage all week long, including play-by-play beginning Thursday at noon Eastern on SiriusXM 92. And check out all of our great golf content anytime on the SiriusXM app.
I'm John Paul Morosi, host of the SiriusXM original podcast, The Road to Cooperstown. Each week, I talk with a Baseball Hall of Famer about the challenges they overcame to become an all-time great.
It is a hard game, and mentally it's hard.
My legs started shaking.
They pretty much knew I was going to have lung surgery after the season. I wasn't for sure. Would I ever play baseball again?
The Road to Cooperstown is the official podcast of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. Episodes are available now on the all-new SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcasts. This is John Paul Morosi. Coming up on the next episode of The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Jim Thome.
7th game of the World Series. That's what every kid dreams of. It's heartbreaking when you don't win. Every player, I think, would feel that.
The Road to Cooperstown airs Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and the all-new SiriusXM app. New episodes drop every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts.
Our goal is to win the Super Bowl. That's it for us.
Hear every stop of the 2024 training camp tour on NFL Radio Channel 88, the all-new SiriusXM app.
The Sportsnet Radio Network.
Top of the 8th inning at Fenway Park in Boston. The Blue Jays up 5-1 on the home Red Sox. Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Roger Lajoie is our host. Nick Blackmore, our producer. Andrew Adams, our technical director. First pitch of the inning goes to Davis Schneider, and it misses low. Check swing, appeal down to first. No swing, so it's 1-0. Another inning started here for Brad Keller, Red Sox righty, who's been on since the 5th. 1-0. Called strike 1-1. That fifth inning was the inning the Blue Jays scored all 5 of their runs, 3 of them coming on George Springer's home run. 1-1 pitch, called strike 1-2. Because the suspended game played earlier today reverts to June 26th, the home run that the Blue Jays hit in that game does not count in their homer streak. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Schneider goes down. However, the home run that Springer hit in this game absolutely does count to their homer streak. So the Blue Jays have now homered in 15 straight games, tied for the 3rd longest streak in franchise history, level with the 2019 and 2000 Blue Jays, who both homered in 15 straight. First pitch to Leo Jimenez, called strike 1. All-time record for Toronto is 23 straight in 2005. Jimenez hits the 0-1 foul, 0-2.
I mean, it's been a pretty great streak since the All-Star break. It's a different team. It's a very different looking team as well. There's a lot of young guys that are playing very well right now, but I think that the Blue Jays really have nothing to lose at this point.
1-1 pitch hit on the ground is short, backhanded by Hamilton, fumbles for a moment, but still throws out Jimenez by a step or 2.
So they're playing loose, they're playing free and easy, and I think that really generates into wins. Just because when you play baseball tight, when you're trying to do too much in baseball, you don't really play well. And I mean, I love watching this team. This team has been really fun to watch over the last little while. And I mean, they're well on their way to their 6th straight win.
Pitch to Stuart Baroa, low ball 1.
Although
I'm going to be the fun police for a second.
No,
technically,
it's their 5th straight win, right?
Technically, if they win this game, it would be their 5th straight win. 1-0. Strike 1-1. Now, I don't set the rules, and I know it's dumb, and I know that you just watched or listened to the Blue Jays win their 5th game in a row, but technically that win was on June 26th. 1-1 pitch at the knees, 1-2. But yes, they've won 5 straight games. It might not count in the record books that way, but they've won 5 and they might win 6. Up 5-1 here in the top of the 8th. One, 2. Swing and a high chopper to third, gets through into left field for a base hit. Devers was playing way off the line, and Baroa extends the inning with a single.
Yeah, pretty good piece of hitting. I think Baroa knew that Rafael Devers was playing about where the shortstop would normally play. He just wanted to make contact with that ball, hit it down the line, right where the third baseman should have been. He has himself an easy single.
Second time aboard today for Baroa, who also had a walk earlier. George Springer back up. First pitch misses down and away, ball 1.
I'd love to see Stuart Baroa try to steal a bag here.
I wouldn't be shocked. 2 outs feels like a decent time to run. 5 stolen bases in the majors for Stuart Baroa, 30 in the minors this year. One-0. Swing and a miss.
He's really antsy over there, jumping around. You could tell, at least you'd think, that he wants to get to second base. He's a guy that loves to steal, especially in the minor leagues. Only 5 stolen bases in the big leagues, but really hasn't had much of a chance.
1-1 pitch. Baroa thought about going, but decided to cut it off, and the pitch bounced. It's ball 2. By the way, on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, Yankees have re-extended their lead to 4. Jazz Chisholm with his 21st homer of the season makes it 5-1 in the 8th. Out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. 2-1 pitch, right on the corner with a slider for strike 2. Springer circled around for a moment, steps back into the box. 5-1 Toronto, 2 outs, top of the 8th. With a runner on first, the 2-2 to George Springer. Rather a throw over to first, and Baroa is going to dive back in. Now the 2-2. Bounced foul, Springer down to a knee. Baroa was going on that pitch, but he'll have to turn back.
Brad Keller is really interested in what Stuart Baroa is doing over there. He's really concerned about him holding the baseball for about 4 or 5 seconds. He's tried to pick him off once. and that's really affecting the pitch quality. So Stuart Burrow is doing a good job over there.
2-2. Down and away ball 3. Yanked that breaking ball way off the plate. And it's full count. Now Burrow is going to get a head start. Casas is still holding him on. 3-2. Grounded foul left side. Springer confirming whether that was a striker ball. Looked like it was over the plate. Nodded his head as he walked by the home plate umpire Paul Clemens and steps back into the box. 2 taps to the ground. And now a look out to the pitcher Brad Keller. 3-2 again. Swing and a ground ball through the whole right side into right field. Burrow around second, headed to third. He'll stop there. George Springer uses all of that space they left him on the right side of the infield for a single, and the Blue Jays have runners on the corners.
Yeah, we've seen him do that so often when that second baseman is shaded towards second base and the first baseman is holding that runner on at first. We've seen him shoot that hole. He really fights off that four-seam fastball from Keller. Hits it through the hole on the right side, and Stuart Burrow is off to the races, hitting off his own helmet.
Burrow has all the equipment back on now, or is at least holding the helmet. As he leads off third, Springer off first, Joey Loperfido up to the plate. Hitless today 0 for 4, although he reached on a 2-base error in the 5th and scored. The pitch. Inside ball 1. Blue Jays are 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position today, including the Springer 3-run homer. 1-0. Swing and a bouncing ball right at the second baseman Gasper, who gets up and throws to first to end the inning. No runs on 2 hits for the Blue Jays, 2 left, and we go to the bottom of the 8th with Toronto up 5-1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
We're 2 men in a truck, the movers who care. You never know when cardiac arrest can happen. That's why each and every one of our trucks carries a life-saving Mikey defibrillator as part of our Mikey on Board program. Whether we're on the highway or in front of your house, we're prepared to help anyone whose heart may skip a beat. The Mikey Network has saved many lives, making Mikeys accessible to the public. And now they're on board our trucks. We're 2 men in a truck.
2 men and a truck, the movers who care. I am by your side. Got a heart so big, on this you can rely. No mountains too tall for the strong boots to climb. I am by your side.
That was Desjardins Insurance, playing insurance with a heart so big it shows. Tune in for your auto and home coverage at desjardins.com/heart.
Hey, this is Bo Bichette. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays Baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Jose Barrios out for an 8th inning of work. 5-1 Blue Jays. The right-hander on 85 pitches deals to Mickey Gasper, misses inside. 1-0. Next out for Barrios would signify a season high at innings pitched for the righty. 1-0. Swing and a roller foul. Kirk pointing out to Barrios, really like that slurve that landed inside. It's 1-1. Gasper looking for his first major league hit. Barrios is 1-1. Is inside ball 2. Mickey Gasper 0 for 10 in his major league career. And there you hear "Let's Go Blue Jays" again. 2-1. Bouncing ball hit foul, 2-2. "16 times in the career of Jose Barrios, he's recorded an out in the 8th inning. His 2-2. Swing and a liner, left field, caught by Davis Schneider. Very close to the first hit for Mickey Gasper, but instead it'll be the 17th time that Jose Barrios gets an out in the 8th.
Yeah, we've seen a couple times him go the other way. You can tell that he's a good hitter. You can tell that he has a good approach. That one right there got that thing on the barrel, on a line. Davis Schneider just catches it in left field.
So the wait continues for Gasper. For Barrios, he keeps speeding along at 90 pitches now with 1 out, and David Hamilton up. Right on left. Here's the pitch coming from Jose Barrios. Outside, ball 1.
Jose Barrios just threw his 91st pitch of the ball game here in the bottom of the 8th. I'm assuming that this is going to be his last inning.
1-0. Broken bat flare to left field for a base hit. Soft liner just got out of the infield, and David Hamilton breaks a streak of 10 batters in a row retired by Jose Barrios. Well, pardon me, much more than that. It was 12 in a row retired by Barrios before Hamilton picked up the hit.
Yeah, and it wasn't a bad pitch either. It was a changeup down and away. You can see John Schneider and Pete Walker huddling, talking about the pitch count, I'm assuming. But it wasn't a bad pitch. He's still making good pitches. David Hamilton just breaks his bat, hits it to left field.
Top of the order up, Jaron Duran looks at the first pitch low and away, ball 1. Blue Jays have the left-handed reliever Brendan Little up and warming right now, with Barrios on 93 pitches. 1 out, runner on first. The 1-0. Swing and a fly ball center field. Going back low, Perfido. That ball is gone. Third extra base hit of the game for Jaron Duran. He gets Barrios for a 2-run homer, and the Red Sox are back in it. It's 5-3.
And that was just a 4-seam fastball, middle, about thigh high. And we've seen Duran go the other way a few times, and this time he goes right back up the middle over that wall in center field. That's a good hit right there.
With one big swing, the Red Sox turn a 4-run deficit into a 2-run deficit. And potentially tie a bow on the day of Jose Barrios. We'll see. It's Rob Refsnyder hitting next to right-handed hitter. But like you said, it was getting close to the end of the line for Barrios anyway. He is going to face Refsnyder, though, and the first pitch is delivered in the zone for strike 1.
And now you probably have to think about, if you're John Schneider, and I'm sure he already knows this, but is Chad Green available after throwing in the first game?
Next pitch is a called strike against Refsnyder. It's 0-2. Green closed out the last one for the Blue Jays, throwing 19 pitches. 0-2. Just a little bit low. Barrios with his palms up to the sky. Didn't know where that one missed, but it looked like it was a hair below the zone. It's 1-2.
Personally, I would assume that Chad Green is not available, but I've been wrong before about those types of things.
1-2. Hit on the ground to third, picked up by Barger. Rifles a throw on to first. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Barrios walking back to the hill, and John Schneider coming out to the mound. Left-handed hitter Tristan Costas about to come up. Schneider wants the lefty Brendan Little to come into this ball game. Barrios goes through 7 2/3, but the home run with 1 out here in the 8th inning was enough to put his start in jeopardy, and after getting Rob Refsnyder, his day is done. Still a very strong start from the righty Barrios, and he leaves with the Blue Jays up 5-3, 2 outs and the base is empty in the bottom of the 8th. Let's go to baseball control. Here's today's host, Roger Lajoie.
And Ben, thanks very much. And let's go to the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Busy night in the majors. The Kansas City Royals have just defeated the Cleveland Guardians 9-4. Blue Jays trying to complete the sweep of the Red Sox after they won the opener earlier 4-1. Royals beat the Guardians earlier today 4-3 in a makeup of a June 5th game, and now have completed the sweep with a 9-4 win. The Royals are just one game back of Cleveland for the lead in the American League Central Division. So a big sweep there in that division. They're going extra innings in Philadelphia tonight. The Astros and the Phillies are tied 2-2 after 9, obviously. Bottom of the 8th in Pittsburgh, the Cubs leading the Pirates 12-4. An 8-run 6th inning was the key there for Chicago. Dansby Swanson with a grand slam homer in that one to give the Cubs the big lead. The New York Yankees trying to close out the Washington Nationals. They lead 5-2 after 8 innings, so going to the top of the 9th now in Washington. DJ LeMahieu is a pair of sacrifice flies for the Yankees. Torres, Wells, and Chisholm with home runs for New York in that one as they go to the top of the 9th. Top of the 5th in St. Louis. The Padres lead the Cardinals 6-2. Padres trying to get into the wild card or stay in the wild card hunt. The Chicago White Sox winning a game is big news, and they lead, this year it is at least, White Sox lead the Tigers 2-0, playing in the top of the 5th there. In the bottom of the 4th in Colorado, Marlins and the Rockies are scoreless. The Braves have a 9-1 lead on the Twins. They're only in the bottom of the 2nd inning, but they've been in the bottom of the 2nd inning for a long time because that game is in a rain delay with Atlanta up 9-1. The Rays and the Mariners are getting underway shortly, and that's a complete look at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Let's get back to the call with Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, Raj. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, 5-3 Blue Jays. Brendan Little into the game, and his first pitch to Tristan Casas is high, ball 1. For Little, his 35th appearance of the season, and earned run average just below 4. Left on left, the 1-0. Swing and a line drive. Center field hangs up for Joey Lopufito, who makes the catch to end the inning. The Red Sox, though, get closer on the 2-run homer by Jarren Duran. Boston makes it 5-3 Blue Jays as we go to the 9th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Tonight on Sirius XM Sports.
The best WNBA action is on Sirius XM. Right now, Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever visiting the Atlanta Dream, followed by the Phoenix Mercury hosting Breanna Stewart and the New York Liberty at 10 Eastern on Sirius XM NBA Radio Channel 86 and on the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
Every night after the final out, the Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed, strike 3 and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances.
And a high drive, deep right center.
It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio every night on Sirius XM Channel 89 and every morning on the Sirius XM app.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on Sirius XM.
Let's go!
We're back on the track Sunday,
5 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Cookout Southern 500
from Darlington Raceway.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah!
On Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Yeah!
Get closer to everything that moves you wherever you are with the Sirius XM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yeah!
24/7, 365 coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership or the Sportsnet Radio Network. 9th inning in Boston. Blue Jays up 5-3 on the Red Sox. This one's turned into a bit of a nail-biter after the 2-run homer by Jarren Duran in the 8th. Veteran Chris Martin now on for the Red Sox to try to keep it close in the ninth. The good news for the Blue Jays is that if they want to respond to the Duran home run, they have the middle of their order to do it. It'll be Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Alejandro Kirk, and Addison Barger hitting this inning for Toronto. Tall right-hander Chris Martin stepping onto the top of the hill. 2.94 ERA in 34 appearances. His pitch to Guerrero. Swing and a liner, right center field, down for a hit. Cut off in the gap by O'Neill, but it pops out of his glove. Guerrero chugging for second. Throw comes in. Head first dive. He's safe. That was bang, bang, but Vlad went full stretch, diving in the air to get to second. And the Red Sox are at least looking at this in the video room. We'll see if they want to challenge. And they're not going to.
Yeah, Tyler O'Neill tried to cut that off in the gap. It was hit so hard, and it clanked off the heel of his glove and bounced up just for a split second. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. saw that and took second base. What a slide. Little swim slide there. And he beats it by about a hair.
So a big start to the inning for the Blue Jays. Alejandro Kirk now takes strike one at the top of the zone.
It's a big run standing out at second base with no outs in this inning.
Oh, 1. Swing and a chopper right side. Picked up by the second baseman Gasper. Has to throw to the pitcher Martin, who drops the ball covering the bag. Guerrero around third. Comes in to score. Sliding into the plate. Casas went for that ball. The first baseman probably shouldn't have, because Mickey Gasper, the second baseman, got it. And although Martin did come over to cover, he made a long run, had to catch an overhand throw, and dropped it over the bag. And right when it popped out of his glove, Vlad, who already had made it to third, came around to score.
Yeah, Mickey Gasper made a good play throwing that ball to Chris Martin at first base. Chris Martin has to catch that baseball. He just doesn't squeeze the glove. It pops out of his glove and kind of trickles down the first base line, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. comes in to score all the way from second base.
Addison Barger now fouls a pitch off, and it's 0-1. And so that's 2 errors in this inning for Boston, 6 today in the doubleheader. They're still figuring out the ruling on Guerrero. I mean, I'd have to assume it was a hit and an error, a single and an error that got him to second, but that one was clear on the Kirk play. An error on the pitcher, Chris Martin. 6-3 Toronto, no outs, top of the ninth. 0-1 to Addison Barger. Swing and a fly ball foul to the left, 0-2.
That is a huge run. It would be great if Alejandro Kirk somehow scores as well. Then you don't have to think about Chad Green. You don't have to think about those super high leverage situations. You can maybe throw Zach Pop into the end of this ball game, or Brendan Little could just finish it out for the Blue Jays.
0-2. Swing and a ground ball off the mound. Diving stop. Hamilton, the shortstop, can't get it out of his glove. Now flips to second, and Devers makes the catch. The third baseman covering the second base bag was there to make the play, and it's a fielder's choice for Barger.
That was a great play from David Hamilton. That ball was drilled up the middle from Addison Barger. Another great swing from him. David Hamilton goes Superman, makes that play, and kind of underhands it to second base. By the way, Devers again caught that baseball at second base.
I knew you'd like that.
Maybe it happens more often than we think.
Devers was playing close to the bag again with Addison Barger up. Both of the plays came with Barger hitting. Now Ernie Clement takes low ball 1 with a runner on first and 1 out in the top of the ninth. 6-3 Blue Jays. Chad Green pitched in game 1 of this doubleheader through 19 pitches. 1-0. Called strike 1-1. And we were talking about it at the break. You know, who are the Blue Jays going to use to close? What are their options? And that can change dramatically if Toronto tacks on some more runs already with 1 in this inning. 1-1 pitch. Hit on the ground at the shortstop. Hamilton, he bobbles it, but he will get the out at second base. It went through his legs, but he recovered to pick it up off the dirt with a foot on the bag. But I would mark that down as at least another misplay for the Red Sox, who could have easily turned 2 if that ball hadn't been bobbled.
Yeah, that looked like an easy routine play. It actually, he had his bare hand inside his glove when he was trying to field it, and the ball just hit off his thumb. You could see him looking at his thumb, probably hurt. Just another play that should have been made by this Red Sox defense.
They have 3 errors on the board right now. They haven't ruled yet on the play where the ball popped out of O'Neill's glove and Guerrero took second. I think that's going to be another error, but we'll wait and see on that. So for now, 3 errors in this game and 5 total in the doubleheader. Pinch hitter for the Blue Jays with 2 outs and a runner on first. Spencer Horwitz steps in the spot of Davis Schneider. Got a left-handed hitter in there against the righty reliever Martin. First pitch, high. No, it's called a strike, 0-1. Horwitz asking some questions about it. Now looks back out at the pitcher. Oh, 1. This one definitely high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Horwitz, a .255 hitter this season. 8 home runs on the year. Pitch on the way. Called strike. Runner takes off from first. Clement and steals second. An unbelievable strike call again, to be honest. Looked quite high. All 3 pitches have missed the zone, but it's 1-2. For Clement, his 9th stolen base of the year. Single likely brings in the speedy shortstop. The Horwitz trying to figure out this strike zone. 1-2. Way upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Horwitz twirls the bat twice, points it out towards center field, and now brings it up to his shoulder. 2-2. Fouled back.
I feel like Chris Martin should have been out of this inning about 8-9 pitches ago.
Yeah, he has not been helped out at all, really. Obviously, he committed one of the errors, but I still think when they go over that play tonight or tomorrow, they'll probably tell Tristan Casas not to go for that ball that the second baseman, Mickey Gasper, was on, and it's a lot easier play to throw to the first baseman, obviously. 2-2. Lined left side, down in left center field, a base hit. Clement makes the turnaround third, and Refsnyder slips in left field. Clement in to score. It's 7-3 Blue Jays on the RBI pinch hit single by Spencer Horwitz.
Yeah, Refsnyder made it almost looked like he tripped when he was trying to field that ball. Spencer Horwitz didn't go anywhere, and Ernie Clement would have scored anyways, but that's another play. Another fumbled baseball by this Red Sox defense in this 9th inning.
Yeah, I think Ernie Clement's scoring for sure, like you said. But it just has not looked good, obviously, in the 9th. And the Red Sox in a really tough stretch right now because of a lot of those misplays that cost them outs. Chris Martin can't get out of this inning. He's going to be lifted. And Bailey Horn, the 27th man for the Red Sox today, entering this ball game. 7-3 the Blue Jays lead. 2 outs, runner on first. Top of the 9th. Let's go back to our host today. Here's Roger Lajoie.
Thanks very much, Ben. And let's take another look at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by, of course, St. Louis Bar and Grill. They're going to the bottom of the 9th now in Washington. Yankees lead the Nationals 5-2, trying to hang on there and win their 78th game of the season. Top of the 9th now in Pittsburgh. The Cubs have a 12-6 lead on the Pirates. An 8-run 6th inning was the difference maker in this one for the Cubs. Padres and the Cardinals are through 5 in St. Louis. Padres leading the Cardinals 7-2. Manny Machado with his 21st home run of the season, a 2-run shot in that one. Chicago White Sox trying to win just their 32nd game of the season, and they lead the Tigers 2-1, bottom of the 5th in Chicago. Bottom of the 4th inning in Denver, Marlins and the Rockies remain scoreless. They're still in a rain delay in Minnesota, where the Braves lead the Twins 9-1. The Braves with 9 runs on 7 hits in just 2 innings in that game. Rain hit in the bottom of the 2nd. Rain is still falling in Minnesota. so no update there. And Rays and the Mariners just about to get underway in Seattle. Finals from earlier today. Of course, the Blue Jays won the first game of this suspended game doubleheader. Danny Jansen making history. The Royals also swept the Guardians today in the makeup of the June 5th game. Royals won that one 4-3. In the nightcap, the Royals win again 9-4. Kansas City just one game back of Cleveland now in the American League Central. That's a look at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Back now to Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, Raj. Bailey Horn into the game, 27th man extra player for the Red Sox today. Will make his 15th appearance of the Major League season, an ERA around 6.5. He's trying to end off this top of the ninth. 2 in the inning for the Blue Jays, who are up 7-3. Lefty deals now to the right-handed hitter, Leo Jimenez. First, he's going to step and throw over to first, where the Blue Jays have a pinch runner. Dalton Varsho into the game now for Spencer Horwitz. Gets back standing. Now the pitch to Leo Jimenez. Fastball up high, ball 1. You figure Varsho probably would have came in defensively in the 9th inning anyway, so the Blue Jays get it out of the way early. Davis Schneider was originally in that spot. 1-0. Well outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Nice day for Leo Jimenez. Walk, double, hit by pitch, and run scored. Only retired once. 2-0. Backdoor sweeper for strike 1. Coming up at the bottom of the 9th, it'll be the middle of the Red Sox order. Rafael Devers leading off. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a ground ball at the third baseman Devers. Stuck in his glove for a moment, but he throws it over to first and ends the inning. Blue Jays score 2 on 2 hits. A couple of errors committed in the inning by the Red Sox, and Toronto extends its lead to 7-3. We go to the bottom of the 9th, where the Blue Jays try to sweep this doubleheader over the Red Sox at Fenway Park. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
So, you want to be a Looney Dogger, eh? Every Tuesday Blue Jays home game is Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. Grab $1 hot dogs from various concession stands around Rogers Center. Plus, stop by the Schneider's Porch, your hot dog headquarters. The destination for a one-of-a-kind hot dog experience with excellent ballpark views. So, whether you're the relish ringleader or 7th-inning snacker, no Blue Jays game is complete without hot dogs. Don't miss out on this delicious deal. Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between Pizza and inflation. First to the plate, Pizza's big hitter, fixed rate pizza. An extra large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. I dare say, folks, inflation stands no chance against this all-star. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for fixed rate pizza. Lock in yours today.
Go to pizza.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Varsho smashes the ball to right field. It's gone!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
I'm Roger Lajoie, back at baseball control. The Blue Jays going to the bottom of the 9th inning, trying to complete a sweep of the doubleheader. Coming up right after the game is Jays Talk. Jeff Blair, Kevin Barker will take your calls. Give them a call, 1-888-666-0590, 416-870-0590, star 590, or text them at 590-590. It could be a doubleheader sweep in a 6th straight game for the Blue Jays in the win column. We'll find out shortly. Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. With the call, the bottom of the 9th inning, let's go to Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, Raj. Bottom of the 9th, Blue Jays at Fenway Park, and they're up 7-3 on the Red Sox. One game, won 4-1, and have been in control of this one since their 5-run 5th. Now John Schneider asks Brendan Little to get the final 3 outs and close out another victory. Lefty starts with Rafael Devers and misses inside with a sinker, 1-0. Devers, Tyler O'Neill, and Masataka Yoshida. 4, 5, 6 for the Red Sox. Pair of left-handed hitters. 1-0. Swing and a ground ball. Dive at third by Barger, but it's under him and into left field. Leadoff single for Devers.
Not an ideal start for Brendan Little, but you have to remember, don't let the game speed up. You're up by 4. This isn't a 4-3 ball game. Just make good pitches. Don't worry about Rafael Devers at first base. He's probably not going anywhere anyways. Just make your pitch and get an out.
O'Neill now faces the lone righty that was for sure to hit this inning, Tyler O'Neill. Little's pitch, grounded foul back behind the plate, 0-1.
And now you understand why those 2 runs that the Blue Jays got were so important.
And if not for those 2 runs in the top of the 9th, O'Neill would represent the tying run right now. 0-1. At the knees, no, it's called a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Little is the only reliever to feature in this game for the Blue Jays. Jose Barrios went 7 2/3. Little got the last out of the 8th. Lefties 1-1. Hit on the ground to third. Barger picks it up. Throws to second one. Over to first. Double play. Barger to Jimenez to Guerrero. 5-4-3. And there are 2 outs with the bases empty in the bottom of the 9th.
That was a big AB for Brendan Little. Really showed that he slowed the game down. Wasn't worried about Rafael Devers at first base. Made a good pitch. A sinker down in the zone. Tyler O'Neill looked like he was fooled by that pitch. And then he hits into the double play. 2 outs in this 9th inning.
Masataka Yoshida, representing the final hope for the Red Sox, takes a knuckle curve for strike 1. Although technically it would count as a 5-game win streak, the Blue Jays with a chance here to win their 6th in a row. 0-1. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And it would draw them to within 3 games of 500.
Yeah, the Blue Jays have been really strong lately. Obviously, the 6 games in a row, 5 games in a row, Ben.
1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Red Sox down to their final strike. Little sets at the belt. With 2 outs, the 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, foul, right side. Not even counting the resumed game played this afternoon. The Blue Jays are 18-12 in their last 30. Going back to that Texas series they swept at home, that was really kind of the start of all the trades for the Blue Jays. Another 1-2. Hit foul again. This one bounced off of Yoshida's own ankle and over toward the third base dugout. More Let's Go Blue Jays at Fenway Park, and the Red Sox fans trying to drown them out, but they've lost a bit of the majority here late in this game. One-two. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Doubleheader sweep for the Blue Jays. Brendan Little strikes out Yoshida to lock up a 7-3 win for Toronto in Game 2 today.
What a game. What a game for the Toronto Blue Jays. What a day. Two big wins. They have 6 straight wins. And I want to say that this team is starting to look better, starting to make better decisions in the batter's box, pitching better. Jose Barrios today was incredible. 7 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 2 earned runs, but the most incredible thing about this start today, he walked nobody. And I think that's the most important thing. Kevin Gausman had command of his pitches yesterday. Bowden Francis had command of his pitches the day before. This pitching staff, the offensive side of this team, has been great lately.
Blue Jays take the game 7-3. We're going to take a quick step aside. We'll come back, wrap it up for you, and then get you over to a second Blue Jays talk in 1 day. So don't go anywhere. Blue Jays win 7-3. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep. Because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
We're twomeninatruck.ca. We've got lots of men and lots of trucks, so get ready to be moved.
Think 2 men in a truck, 2 men in a truck.ca. So when you gotta move, all moving day. Think 2 men in a truck, 2 men in a truck.ca. Cause all of us movers are not the same. So that's our company name, 2 men in a truck.ca. We're lots of men with lots of trucks, so give us a call today.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Middle lane fastball, but he puts it by Cruz. 2 down.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The Blue Jays go to Fenway Park for 2 today, and they take them both, winning Game 2 7-3 after the 4-1 win in the afternoon. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Chris, we mentioned the great pitching performance from Jose Barrios, but how about another big day for the Blue Jays bats? They come up with a flurry of hits in the 5th, add on in the 9th, and it just seems like things are snowballing in the best way.
Yeah, I think that when you think of this team, you don't really think of Addison Barger and Ernie Clement and Spencer Horwitz and Leo Jimenez, all guys that we really didn't think of before the season started, but they're really keeping this train going. They're making good swing decisions in that box, and I think that the most important thing when you think of a guy like Addison Barger, you think of he's doing damage on pitches that he's supposed to do damage with. He's hitting sliders that are hung. He's hitting changeups that are hung, and he did that today.
Blue Jays especially went wild in the 5th inning. Jimenez started it with a double, then Stuart Baroa walked. That brought George Springer up to the plate, and Springer came through with today's play of the game. Springer hits it on a line to right field, moving toward the Pesky's pull, and it's gone. Second homer in as many games for George Springer. He lines one just to the fair side of Pesky's pull for a 3-run shot, and the Blue Jays jump in front 3-1.
George Springer was great today. 2 home runs, 1 to left field, 1 to right field. When you think of a complete player, when you think of George Springer, you think of a guy that can spray the ball all over the field, and George Springer definitely did that today.
Springer comes up with 2 hits and a walk. Blue Jays get a pair of hits from Vlad, Ernie Clement with an RBI double, Addison Barger with an RBI single, and Toronto takes it 7-3, all the while extending their homer streak to 15 games, 3rd longest in franchise history. The Blue Jays win the ball game, 7 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, 10 left on base for Toronto, 3 runs on 9 hits for the Red Sox, 4 errors, 3 left on base. Jose Barrios with the win is now 13-9. Brad Keller picks up the loss 0-4. And Brendan Little comes into the game and does get the save as the tying run was on deck when he entered in the 8th inning. For Little, that's the first save of his career. This one took 2 hours and 32 minutes in front of 29,000, and the Blue Jays win to improve to 65-68. The Red Sox are 67-64. We're back tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Again, it's Cooper Criswell against Yariel Rodriguez. Hope you can join us. But thank you from everyone tonight, for our technical director, Andrew Adams, our producer, Nick Blackmore, our host, Roger Lajoie, and my partner, Chris LaRue. I'm Ben Schulman, saying we hope you have a good night, and stick around. It's another winning edition of Blue Jays Talk with 2 guys who I think know a lot about baseball, Jeff Blair and Kevin Barker. It starts right now.
Very, very nice, Mr. Schulman. Thank you. Take that, Paul and Ajax.
Yeah, it's a shot at you, Blair. Got nothing to do with me.
7-3. The Toronto Blue Jays, my Blue Jays, beating the Boston Red Sox. They are 65-68 on the year. If you're wondering, June 19th was the last time there were 3 games and 500. That was at 35 and 38. They're actually 35 and 36 in June 17th, and lost 7 consecutive games. 416-870-0590, star 590, 1-888-666-0590. Yes, indeed, it is a winning edition of Blue Jays Talk with Jeff Blair and Kevin Barker. Lots to talk about out of this this entire day of baseball, I guess. The Blue Jays winning 4-1 in the conclusion of that suspended game earlier today. Then, as we mentioned, beating the Red Sox 7-3. Kevin, you know, the Jays get 5 runs in that inning, in the fifth inning, and then they add on some runs, helped by some Red Sox defense. I believe Buck mentioned at one point the Red Sox had allowed 49 unearned runs at home. That really is still the Achilles heel with this particular team, isn't it? Is the defense. And, you know, I mean, yes, the Blue Jays have homered 15 games in a row. George Springer getting a home run today. But I guess the thing that really is sticking out to me, Kevin, is just, you know, we talk about the Blue Jays having fun and all this stuff. And as you point out, it's easy to have fun when you're hitting home runs. They just seem quicker. And they seem to be able, because of their athleticism here, to take advantage of teams that they weren't doing that before.
Yeah, I think it looks a little bit like you got to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. That's sort of the way they look, right? And it is amazing how good your team can look when you got good starting pitching and somebody hits a 3-run homer.
Yep.
Not a solo homer, a 3-run homer. And, you know, that's sort of I think the blueprint on how you can win a bunch of games is have good pitching. And we saw it in the first game where it was the pin and the home run and your best hitter getting a big hit when you need it late in the game. I mean, today Barrios, the first 3 innings, let's be honest, was lucky, right? I mean, that's sort of where it's at, right? Sort of all, I don't want to say all year, but he's been fighting mechanics, right? It's a little quick with the front side. I mean, we can remember seeing Bassett in the outfield sort of, you know, when he makes the turn, sort of stay in the turn, right? It's how it looks when he starts down the mountain, and you can tell early on missing arm side. That's sort of when you know he's fighting it. Is, you know, his misses are a little bit bigger arm side, and it's up. You know, when he throws a fastball, he wants it down. When he throws a sinker, he wants it down. When he throws a slurve, he wants to backdoor it down. Like when it's up, that'll tell you a little bit he's fighting with that, a little bit too quick with the midsection flying a little bit open, arms dragging, arm drags. You know, that's when the ball sort of, because of the slot of the arm, is on the side, not on the top. You know, it's playing catch up and you miss arm side and then dudes start to hammer you. So yeah, it was, you know, he pitched behind most of the night, right? It was 16-29. And then sort of once the 5th inning landed and they scored the 5 runs, and then it was a 3-up, 3-down, 10 pitch 5th. That's a big deal, right? Your team scores 5, you get them back in there as quick as you can. And he had 3-up, 3 downs, and, you know, and then he threw the fastball in the 8th inning to ran right down the middle. So, yeah, I mean, this is sort of the way I think, you know, again, you need some dudes to step up. Now, can this happen when expectations get a little higher? Who knows? I just know it's fun. Like, I know it's fun, Jeff. Like,
and I mean, we can't, you know, we can sit here and you know, talk about, I mean, this is what it is. We asked John Schneider on Friday about how do you know what's real and how do you know what isn't? Because,
it's a great question.
Because the pressure isn't on the Jays right now.
Absolutely.
But you can only deal with what you have in front of you. And what we have in front of you right now is, you know, it's a team that's playing like it doesn't have any pressure on it, which is good. You know, it's good to have a young team that realizes where they are. I did want to say this, though, about Jose Barrios, Kevin. One of the things we saw from Jose Barrios today that we have seen in the past is he does get the timely ground ball out. He got a couple of double plays. He got Devers to hit into an unassisted ground out to Vladdy to get out of a bit of a jam. He also tonight, you know, his 2-seamer, he got 10 called strikes with his 2-seamer. Yeah. So it wasn't like it seemed as if after that 3rd inning, after Vladdy made that play, it seemed as if he just slipped into kind of a little bit of cruise control at that point.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything about an umpire, but that umpire stunk. I mean, when the zone's that big and it's that wide, and you got a guy that's been around as long as Barrios, you take advantage of that. It's exactly what he did. I'm with you, right? It's the sort of the old adage is when you don't have it, you're sort of non-competitive with certain pitches. You're elevating the ball. It's just taking a deep breath, trying to figure out how to keep your team in it until they have the big inning, which is exactly what they did in the 5th inning. And I do want to mention the base running that Vladdy had in the 9th inning.
Mm-hmm.
It is baseball 101. It's base running 101. Run with your head up. Like, you're getting to third. You're playing a team that's not very good on the defensive side. Run with your head up. You don't need the third base coach to tell you to go. You run with your head up. You watch the play develop. When you see the ball down because the pitcher can't catch the ball, you score. I mean, it's just I even hate to bring that up because that should be what every big leaguer does. But we even saw Duran, Jeff, in the 1st inning with that little lollipop line drive to center field. He should score 15 out of 10 times on that ball. He didn't because, sometimes they fall asleep. They just don't pay attention to what their surroundings look like. And even Buck mentioned that, right? That's a play that the fast dude should score on every single time. It could have changed the game, right? You score first, you have an add-on run, a guy's struggling, then you don't. You give a guy a chance to get in the groove, and then you see what happens. So I just like to give a little credit where credit's due. When you see good base running, sometimes it's odd because you don't see a lot of good base running at the big league level, and we've been seeing a little bit of that from the Blue Jays. They're not afraid to try and steal a base. They're not afraid to go first to third. We saw Vladdy there in the 9th inning running with his head up. Ernie Clement freezing on that little mini line drive with Horowitz on the pinch hit, still scoring like – you got to cut the right corners. You got to, run the way you're supposed to run. I know, again, it's baseball 101. Fans roll their eyes, but how many times you watch a game and you go, man, I could get a little leaguer to run the bases better than that. It's kind of fun to watch.
And you look back to Sunday's game as well. You think of Wagner advancing on that foul ball. You think of there was a play late in the game, kind of that crazy fielder's choice. And Addison Barger stops at third, doesn't round the bag. If he rounds the bag, he's out. Like, there are little things you're seeing from them that, if you're John Schneider and the coaching staff, again, these are young guys that they're basically following directions, and they're basically doing what they have to do. Robin Port Hope, you're on Blue Jays Talk.
Gentlemen, that's a team that's fun to watch. It's too bad that wasn't the team since the beginning of the year. I think we would all enjoy that more. But listen, I also want to point out that there's a real correlation here you can't deny. When you look at when Donnie Baseball got hired to take over our offense, and we were all kind of impressed with his pedigree as a player, he hasn't been a very good offensive coach. If you look at our team OPS, if I'm not mistaken, it's fallen off a cliff. It went from 760 the year before he got here in 2022 down to 745 to this year. I think it's in around just over 700. And it's the worst OPS we've had as a franchise since 1997.
Yes, because it's also the worst lineup you've had in a few. I mean, let's face it, the last 2 years, the lineups were not that good.
Look at individual players under his auspices have also dropped.
Yeah,
And also look at the fact that he was gone for a few weeks. These guys, after the trade deadline, come in, and they're listening to some other voice. I think it's Matt Haig, because they all seem to be going to him. They're all having fun. They're all adjusting quickly, and they're figuring things out, like Barger, Lopefido, Jimenez. Do you think that's just coincidence, or do you think there's some strength there in coaching from Haig and not so much from Donnie?
I mean, I don't know who they're talking to. Guillermo Hernandez is still there.
Well, I can tell you, he nailed it. Rob nailed it with the Matt Haig thing. That's the guy you go to. I mean, there's 3 different cages at home. And a lot of the times they're flip-flopping, and it just seems like for whatever he's speaking, they tend to be a listening. And that's, again, I joke, Jeff, there is a lot of hitting coaches in there, and I wonder about the tension, right? When it comes to, you got different batting cages, and you got more guys going to one cage than other cages. How are the coaching staff dealing with that? So, I don't know. I mean, I'm in your camp. I think it's more about talent. The hitting coach can only do so many soft tossing. I mean, he can only walk a guy off a plank so much until, again, this ain't a development league.
No,
this is a get it done league.
I mean, look. Don Mattingly's not going to turn guys into something they aren't.
There you go.
I mean, he's just not. I think we need to, my only concern with the hitting coaches, it's not whether they're any good. My concern with the hitting coaches is simply that there might be too many of them. There's too many mixed messages, but we don't know because we're not down there. I do know, as my friend Mr. Barker has pointed out, this team earlier this year, at least, when guys had slumps, they had long slumps. For whatever reason, they couldn't figure their way out of it. The other thing you noticed is when guys came over to this organization from other organizations, it was remarkable. Brandon Belt comes over here 2 years ago, best hitter they have. Justin Turner comes over here this year. At the start of the year, he's the best hitter they have. Listen, I take Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro at their word that they're going to take a deeper dive into the way things are being done this year. But I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say they're starting to hit because Don Mattingly was away from the team. I just don't know. I just don't know. I think they're starting to hit in a lot of ways because they're a more athletic team. They're a faster team. I think they've got better athletes right now.
I think they got more. I think they have more lefties in the lineup.
And
I think
bingo.
You're exactly right.
They got
They're very
more
athletic,
lefties.
and I think the big boy that's standing at first
makes a big difference.
Raking. That's what I said. Just wonder if you surrounded him with a couple more dudes, I'd look.
Russ in New Jersey, you're on Blue Jays Talk.
Russ.
What's up, Russ?
Good evening. How are you? I'm waiting for the first guy to call Blue Jay Talk to say, are we in the pennant race?
We had a guy earlier today say, what would it take for, how did he word it, Kevin? We had a guy in Blue Jays Talk after the first game. And
chances, I think.
Yeah, what are the Jays' chances of getting the postseason? I think I said Fangraph's chances were 0.1%, and I said that seems a little much.
Well, you'll get it. That's not what I called, but if they beat Boston, Atlanta could figure out to beat Minnesota a couple games. I'm sure there'll be some guys calling for the weekend series. So, they play Minnesota. But I wanted to talk to you about something, and I was away last week, but I watched your show, on my phone, and you spoke about will they trade Bo Bichette in the offseason. I don't know if you changed your mind last week, but I think there's zero chance they trade Bo Bichette in the offseason. And the reason I say that is because Atkins knows that they don't make, I don't know how long, Rogers' leash with Atkins will be. Most like I've said a million times before, most cities he would have been out of here 2 years ago. But the point being that Ross Atkins is going to do what's best for Ross Atkins. Now, the best chance of him saving his job is if the Blue Jays do well next year and they win a round or whatever you want to say, 2 rounds, whatever. And the best chance of that is if Bo Bichette's their shortstop. So I just don't see them trading unless Bo Bichette makes a ruckus to get out of here. And, I don't know if that's true, that what type of guy he is that well. So I think they're going to keep him because I think Ross Atkins knows in order to secure his GM job, the Blue Jays need to win next year. And the best chance they have of winning is if the shortstop is Bo Bichette. So I just don't see them trading him, but that's just
they need two middle of the order bats. Whatever it takes to get that, I think they'll do. And if that means trading Bo to get somebody who's going to come in and hit 30 home runs and be a thumper, I think they'll trade Bo. And they'll figure out the shortstop spot at that point. But, I mean, ideally, if you're going to trade Bo, you want to get somebody who's in here with a little bit of control. Like, you're not going to trade Bo for somebody who's going to come in for 1 year. You're going to trade Bo for a younger player who's got 3 or 4 years control, can hit in the middle of your order. And if that isn't on the table, then Russ, I'm absolutely with you. Then you don't trade Bo. But, knowing this front office, knowing the way they think, I'm sure they've already started to look beyond next year. And that's fine. I think they have to start looking ahead to what comes after Bo and Vladdy. Because you're not going to have both of those guys back, 2 years down the road. I mean, you're just not. So I think it behooves them if they can put together a deal and get another middle-of-the-order bat in here. I'll find somebody to play third base. I'll put it this way. Barker, I'll ask you, who'd you rather have, Bo playing shortstop, or would you rather have another guy in here who's going to hit some home runs and then let Leo Jimenez play shortstop?
I'd rather have both.
Well, you're not going to have both. So
why would you?
There you go. Yeah, you're going to end up having to trade.
I mean, there's plenty of dudes on the market this year. They got no excuses about the market.
No. You're not going to sign. This organization is not going to bring in 2 free agent hitters. They're not going to do that. That's going to cost way too much money. They're going to have to bring in one free agent hitter, and they're going to have to trade for another guy.
Yeah, I think you just answered your question. You got any chance of running that thing back if you don't bring in 2 thumpers? Then you're wasting your time.
That's what I'm saying. You got to do whatever it takes to bring in 2 thumpers. And if that means trading Bo to get a thumper, then you trade Bo to get a thumper.
I mean, he's just had one bad year, right? Like and that may be a lot have to do with injuries. That may not have anything to do with, he's sad or, he's not happy with the front office. Who cares?
What's that got to do?
The dude can hit, the dude can hit.
If anything, that means his trade value's higher than you think it is if he's only had one bad year.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder, right? So. Who knows? That's the intriguing part is they need 2 thumpers. How do they get them?
Yeah, I don't think it's that intriguing. You're absolutely right. They need 2 thumpers. And if you have to get rid of Bo to get one of them, you do it. If that's not going to work, you don't do it. But these guys aren't going to go out and spend $60, $70 million on 2 free agent hitters. First of all, I'm not certain there's 2 free agent hitters. You talk about Alonso and Teoscar. You're not going to bring both of those guys in. You're not going to bring Santander and another guy in. You're going to have to trade for one of those guys. You just are. And you may have to take some money. Hey, you may have to take some money to bring in another pitcher. You may have to do that. You may have to take some money to bring in somebody who's going to shore up the back end of your bullpen. So, this idea that you're going to bring Bo and Vladdy back and have, $60 million worth of free agents join him, that's not on. You're also going to be paying Vladdy closer to $30 million next year. So think about it. I mean, to me, it's obvious. To me, either you bring Bo and Vladdy back and you have 1 hitter, or you bring Vladdy back and you go out and you have 2 more hitters. 416-870-0590, star 590, 1-888-666-0590. 7-3, the Blue Jays have beaten the Boston Red Sox. We'll take a break. Come back on the other side with more calls. Maybe hear from the skipper, John Schneider, as well. It's Blue Jays Talk on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. Visit timbermart.ca.
This summer, catch the excitement of Blue Jays baseball on Sportsnet. From pregame to postgame, Blue Jays Central breaks down what went down and why. When the action heats up on the field, Sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet app take you deeper inside the game. Headlines, scores, highlights, and more.
It is way out of here.
Watch or stream on Sportsnet or listen to every game on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. All summer, only one source brings you closer to the action. Sportsnet, home of the Blue Jays.
We're 2 men and a truck. So, you're moving to a new home, and all that's left to do is to call a mover you know you can trust. Well, naturally, you think 2 men and a truck, since you know they have lots of men and lots of trucks. They'll wrap, pack, and move everything you own. With a 96% referral rating and the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. For a free in-home estimate, call today. We're 2 men and a truck.
2 men and a truck. The movers who care.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between Pizza and inflation. First to the plate, with over 2 million sold, it's Fixed Rate Pizza, a hot and fresh extra-large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for Fixed Rate Pizza. Lock in yours today.
Order pizza.ca.
The Blue Jays are inviting you to work from Dome. Put it in your calendar. 307 weekday starts this season. You can work from Dome with friends or coworkers at Rogers Center. It's a game changer. Make the ballpark your office for the afternoon. Work from Dome, 307 weekday starts. Let's touch base. Check out ticket options on BlueJays.com/workfromdome.
Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's Building Centre. Visit timbermart.ca.
Hey, this is Chad Green. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
I was brought up in the front row, that fire and brimstone.
Man, a whole lot, from, going back to the first game with just everyone kind of chipping in, pitching-wise, and then Jose knowing we're kind of short and then stepping up and doing what he did. It's kind of total team effort, big swing from George again in this game, obviously with a 3-run homer. And then just little things like Ernie stealing a base, Spence being ready to hit, Vladdy hustling. He's playing all day, hustles into second and then scores on the error. There was so many little things. We played good defense with Hosey, turning double plays. Really can't say enough about how they went about it. And I feel like a broken record, but, the older guys are really setting the tone, and it's fun to watch the young guys compete.
Sounds to me like John Schneider's a manager who's actually enjoying managing his team right now, Kevin Barker. It is Jeff Blair, Kevin Barker, 7-3. The Blue Jays have beaten the Boston Red Sox. 2 wins today, including the conclusion of that suspended game. They are 65-68. Series continues tomorrow at Fenway Park. Cooper Criswell on the mound for the Red Sox, Yariel Rodriguez for the Blue Jays. Really, just really a good day for this team.
Yeah, I mean, they did a lot of things right. Like, there's not one thing you could look at in the 2 games and go, man, boy, that's awful. You can't do any of that. Like, they play heads-up baseball. The ball's hit to them, they make the play. Like, they turned the double plays when they were supposed to. They had tried, even Kirky trying to get the runner over late in the game. Like, it's the fastball down. It's just little things like that, you can almost raise your hand and go, what the heck took you so long?
Yep. Ryan in Innisfil, you're on Blue Jays Talk.
Hey, gentlemen, how are you?
Doing well.
Good. I kind of just wanted to touch on a few things that you guys kind of already touched on before the break type thing in regards to, like, Bo Bichette, for example. I really like kind of what Blair was saying about kind of offload Bo and maybe bring in 2 bats that can kind of swing it with Vladdy. I really don't see Bo as being a bat even when he's like, if he's 50% better than what he's doing right now. Like, he's never hit 30 home runs before. He's going to get on base, but with all these trades for the young fellas, it looks like there's tons of potential to already have people that can get on base. Now we need people that can drive those people in. Bo's not one of those people. That's kind of my 2 cents on that. And my next question would be, what is like an ideal starting lineup look for you next year? Like, what would you be looking to see as a 1 through 9 next year for you guys? Are you looking more at a lineup? Because our bullpen was kind of trash too. So are you thinking maybe we should pick up more in that regards and just add a couple bats, or go full offense and see what you can string together in the bullpen? I'm just curious what you guys approach would be.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. I mean, look, I look at this team right now. For me, Vladdy's at third. Somebody else is at shortstop.
Whoa. Did you say third?
Yeah, let me finish, and then you can go.
Wow.
Vladdy's at third. Somebody else at shortstop.
Man,
Spencer Horwitz at second. A thumper at first. Let's say Pete Alonso. Kirk behind the plate. Probably Springer. Varsho. Maybe Loperfido. I've got to get my other thumper in there someplace. Maybe that's a DH. That's kind of where I am. That's if Bo Bichette is traded. Maybe Ernie Clement is my shortstop. I mean, that's just off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm in the camp. I don't think you can run it back and be serious if Bo Bichette's not in the lineup. Like, I just guys that can get as many hits as he can get. And, there's a reason why John Snyder was trying to put him in spots to drive in runs. Like, he can do it. He can get hits. He can use the entire field. He can hit velocity. Like, I mean, I just can't believe that, this little short period of time. I mean, it's not too far removed. Everybody's in love with Bo. Now, all of a sudden,
said
everybody,
it was a year.
Don't
earlier
like
today,
August.
you said it was a year.
I said August till this year.
Well, that's a year.
Well, I mean, that's the 2 years prior to that. He was raking, getting all kinds of hits.
But you were the one that said this has gone on for a year now, and you've changed over. You've changed in 6 hours.
You went from happy to love Bo, greatest player you ever seen, to can't wait to trade him in the offseason.
I'm not saying I can't wait to trade him.
Bud.
I'm not saying I can't trade him.
Injured. What do you think you're going to get for him?
Well, now, Kevin, 10 minutes ago, you just said that teams would look at Bo and see a guy who
No, I didn't. I said they're injured, and how can you run it back without him? And then you're just like, well, you gotta use him to get another bat. You got money, and money's coming off the books. I mean, if you're not going to sign Vladdy, there's ways here to do this and still have Bo on your team as your shortstop.
Oh, yeah, sure, you can do that. But what I'm saying is, if you're not going to sign both of those guys, maybe you end up moving Bo to get another bat in here. You're operating under you seem to already have Alonso and Santander signed in this team next year. Go buy their freaking jerseys then. If you feel that way. You seem to have them already signed in this team next year. I don't know. When's the last time these guys have signed a thumper? I'm looking.
That is a tremendous question.
What makes you think that they're going to be able to pull that off? Honest to God.
Sports Talk Radio, Jeff. Okay?
I'm waiting. What makes you think that both of those guys are going to want to come here? I guess no one else is going to compete for him. Look, all we're saying about Bo is you got to get 2 run producers in here.
So basically,
and whatever it takes to do that, you do it.
Yeah, the way you're going about it smells like 4th place. So enjoy that.
Okay, well,
enjoy 4th place.
Well, I mean, they finished 4th with Bo this year. They're going to finish 5th with Bo this year.
Yeah, not playing. You smell that? That's 4th place.
You're unbelievable. He hasn't done anything since last August.
Wait till I talk to Bo and tell him how you've been talking.
I don't really give a rat's ass. Do what you want. 7-3, the Blue Jays have beaten the Boston Red Sox. I'm going to apologize for Mr. Barker. Seldom have I been in the air with someone as wrong as Kevin's been for the last 10 minutes. All right, we'll do this again tomorrow. I'll try to beat some common sense into this guy. Thank you for listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by the local family-owned, here's something else, Barker, by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Burlington and Oakville, Ontario. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com. Canada's #1 rust protection.
This has been Major League Baseball play-by-play on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
Why do I love calling this game?
Calling this game.
Calling this game.
Why do I love calling this game? It's because I get a chance to bring some joy into people's lives.
Anything can happen on a baseball field.
We've got a new game. It's perfectly unscripted theater.
Everybody on their feet.
Because you never know what you're going to see on a given day.
It is bedlam at the bank as Bryce Harper has put the Phillies on top.
There's just something about baseball on the radio.
Something about the way wood hits leather.
A swing and a drive to deep left center.
The way leather hits dirt.
And he made a play.
The way a deep fly ball sounds like it's about to change history.
High fly ball to center field. It's hit pretty well toward the wall.
Until the cleats hit the grass, hit the crushed brick, and then nothing but sky and a silent crowd.
That ball is high.
Until leather hits leather and 40,000 fans lose their collective minds.
In a perfect symphony of chaos.
He jumped up on top of the wall, balanced himself, and caught it.
The way nothing triumphs a perfectly honest call.
The way the right voice can make a moment live forever.
Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Outsiders may think this is just 2 teams.
The ball, a bat, and a microphone. But no.
For over 100 years, this has been the soundtrack of the American pastime.
He struck it out looking. It's over. It's over. The Rangers have won the World Series.
The soundtrack of summer. This is Major League Baseball on the radio.
Right now on SiriusXM.
All rise.
Coming in 5.
Get ready to play. 4.
Get up. Get up.
3.
Can you believe it?
Put your seatbelt on.
Wow. Talk about the game and all the stories on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89 and the SiriusXM app.
We're just focused on getting the hitter out. And I saw a pitcher who was out there just focused on
making good pitches and getting the hitter out and competing. And for me, that was what I wanted to see. I'm so happy for him. He's worked so hard to be in this position. Our rehab team has done a tremendous job. Keith Meister, our team doctor who did the surgery, just phenomenal. It's been a collective effort, but Jacob deserves the credit. He's not far from rejoining the Major League team. We'll see how the next outing goes, and then really map out a responsible way for him to pitch through September to get his feet wet back in the major leagues, and then be strong and ready to go for 2025.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM MLB schedule for Monday, August the 26th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 1:10 p.m. Cleveland Guardians taking the Kansas City Royals. Guardians on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 847.